doing out there? How's everybody doing today? It's a wonderful day. It's July. It's July already. Can we believe that? I can't believe it. Yep. So it's ready. The summer's over. I can't believe it. Well, anyways, my name is John Ryan from Coffee Talk and Tech. And if you've never stopped in here before, we do live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, we do it with my co-host, who you're going to see in a little bit. He's going to come on. And on Thursdays, we do it on my channel, Coffee Talk and Tech. And so tonight, we're going to go over a few things, but let's get the show started. And let's have a little discussion about a small vlogging rigs and whether or not you find that useful for yourself. Have you ever had one? What kind of camera do you have now that you use to vlog with, or do you vlog at all? And if you do walk around and do some type of vlogging, what camera are you using anyway? So let's stop in here, see a couple people in here, which I'm glad they're back from vacation. Let's bring in Jeffrey in a sec, but I just wanted to say, we were talking about you the other day, Aaron, and I'm glad you're here, and I got some things that I want to talk to you about. So let's go check out Jeff and bring him into the scene. Let's go. Hey there, pal. Can you hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Oh, you sound fantastic.
Okay, because it was... What a nightmare. I need to move so I can get my nose here. This is, I'm lower than you. I can sit up a little bit. Hang on a second.
Yeah, why don't you come up to the table?
Well, I can't because I'm on the floor. Honestly.
What are you sitting Indian style?
No, you want to see? See if I can show you real quick. Hang on.
Oh, man.
Don't move. I'll explain this in a second. So that's
up.
So that would be up there. I'm on the floor right here.
Wow, this is like a romper room.
It's my romper room at the moment. I can explain what's happening, but it's not that important. Essentially,
wow.
Okay, so here's the deal. I am shooting my stuff over here, and I didn't want to move everything back over there, which is where the desk is.
Right.
So I decided against that. So I'm like, I'm already here.
Right.
Let's just do it. However, I lost on me was, oh, dude, your microphone. And so I was scrambling at the last second and couldn't figure it out what's going on because I had a different mic plugged in, and we got to figure it out. Right.
Yeah. This is normal for you. So I knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting.
You didn't even sweat it out. You're like, that dude will have it. So
I knew first thing.
I apologize because sometimes I'll be looking over here, but yeah, I'm on the floor. I'll try to stay on top of them. How's this mic sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's an overhead mic for a drum kit.
I love it. I think you might even sound better.
I think so too. I like it. Actually,
Wow.
It's a smooth mic, right?
Yeah. So let me give me a quick, let's say hi to everybody. So What Up James is here. He just had a new video out today, One Up James, and I watched that guy. Nice. And Ash is here. And, this guy goes on vacation to Hawaii, let him just run around the world. He's like a jet setter.
Nice.
And appreciate you stopping in here. There's a couple things because we mentioned him a couple times in the last couple weeks, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But I'm just I'm still pumped up this week. Okay, because first of all, I think Aaron knows Heather Ramirez, if I'm not mistaken. He belongs to her channel over there, and he knows Tom Buck. Who doesn't know Tom Buck? If you don't know Tom Buck here, put it down below because you should be checking out his channel and emulating this type of creator. Yeah. But the main thing is I think I told you I was really excited. I got to get on Heather's live stream this past Sunday, and she was talking about some stuff that we have talked about in the last few months, actually. So the type of communities that are out there to help other live streamers and to do to do good. I mean, there's plenty of stuff like when you're brand new, but I'm talking about when you're already started and getting going and you need that explanations of things a little deeper. And so she was discussing a lot of this stuff, and she's wanting to develop something like that and be involved in that kind of stuff for the creators, to benefit us. And I was like super lucky to get on her stream. And I've been following Tom and her stream, the couples table, for a while, pretty much since it's first started. And I actually drive home and watch this, in my car. And I'm not watching, I'm listening. Okay. So then, so today I was like really thankful. It was unbelievable how she got on today, and she thanked the 3 other people that were on. And it was this guy, Kevin, and Ricky, and myself. And she just said, thanks for coming in and caring enough to give me some input on the decisions that I'm, trying to make. And then Tom Buck actually said, really appreciate you coming in, John Ryan, from, and your comments were amazing. And I was like, I was listening to this on my drive home today, and it gave me goosebumps because I like Tom Buck like you do, the way he teaches, the way he does his videos, the way Heather and him, and what they're all about is just great stuff.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah, I mean, those are the kinds of things, that really made me happy, because it's like finding the right people and is a huge thing. And so I think, they're my people for sure.
Yeah,
and I'm theirs.
I mean, it's one thing to look up to him, but I think because so many of us got in, Tom was one of the first people I picked up to, and I'm like, oh, what's this about? This
right.
Beyond the information, I just dug the style, and I wish I could be as pure as this guy in a way. And we talk about how he's the Mr. Rogers of our generation. In a way, he is. That's not somebody I could emulate, because I don't think I can be that. I don't know what to mean, that Mr. Rogery, but yet I love that. Like, I feel like it's calming, and I always feel like the information flows, and he's talking to me directly.
Right.
I think that was the comment you and I always made, is like, I don't feel like he's talking past me. I feel like he's talking just to me. And there's probably his teaching background. There's a style to it. But yeah, man, the delivery, the knowledge, just the joy, the studio is amazing. When I first saw Tom, it's superficial, but I'm like, oh, I love that studio. Like, and then I realized how hard it would be for me to get that studio down here. I'm like, no, I won't.
So I agree with you. I think it's a lot to do with his teaching background and how he comes across. And I just think he's just that kind of guy, like that just wouldn't act any way to think that he was over the top of somebody else or knows more. And I think that's like, even if you're the guy who does know more most of the time,
you're going to respect him.
Yeah, you just no, I'm saying, like, if you're that guy that knows more, which he knows more,
right?
And you come across like you can take more input and you can utilize it, and you're open to hear other suggestions or thoughts, and it doesn't matter if you use them or not, but you're just open, and that is like kind of what he is, and emulates. I just want to say quick hi to my wife. She's always helping me out with getting my streams up and going, and my son.
Not to interrupt, but I found a Benjamin Moore 3 minutes from my house for paint.
There you go. And so she's going to
mix up that Stongington, whatever it is.
Yeah. She's going to text me and I'll forward it to you. So,
I got that. I looked at the Gray Owl and some other ones, but I think Danielle nailed it right on the head. I think she absolutely did it.
So Aaron, I know, Heather and Tom love them both. I mean, that's absolutely right. Yep. I mean, it's just, I happen to find Heather, through Tom, and that's, that was just a treasure in itself by wanting to go see them both. And then now I just make it to every week, just about, if I'm driving, I can't comment as much, but you'll catch me at a red light and I'll be like, make a comment.
Well, I'm glad you're not commenting very much at driving. That makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not even excited you're doing it at a red light, but okay.
Yeah. So
I need to hire an intern who could manage this stuff for you in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Wow.
Little local,
I don't know.
You want to be,
But yeah, I don't know. Today is like, I just thought of this because I have two really good setups for vlogging, and I just want to show a little bit of the versatility of them, how they're kind of set up, and just give you an idea of why I use one or the other, and why I have two of them, and why I might have two of them. You know, because do they do the same thing? Why would I use one or the other? And so, you know, that's the kind of thing I have on my table set up over here on this side, and I have two different setups. And so I'm gonna probably head over there and talk a little bit about the setups, and then I'll come back. So maybe I'll start with the first one, do a couple comments, and then come back, Jeff.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there
That'd be
with
great.
everything. Okay.
Yeah.
And then also don't hesitate to jump in, Jeff, if you want to say something too, as I'm strolling along with this stuff. So
Very nice. No, I'm looking forward to this, actually.
okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go over there now and check it out. Okay, and I'm gonna move my mic over, and I should be okay. I have things kind of set up okay, and you can hear me pretty good still, right?
Sound good?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with I'll start with the ZV1 setup I have over here. Okay. And if you see any comments come in that we need to address, don't hesitate to jump on that too. But okay, so look at here. I got a ZV1. Okay. And we know this is a Sony. It's one of the really best compact cameras you can get right now. It's a very small sensor, but it does a very impressive job of getting some really good video. And so we all know about this camera, or it's not hard to find out this information. And actually, I'm going to set up, I have this light set up right here, and I'm just going to make sure I turn it on. It's going to help everybody see everything. So, okay. And that should be better too. So this right here, this little tripod thing that I have that extends up like this is a Yulonzi Mt16. Now, I've talked about this before, and this thing is just so light, so small, and so effective for what you need to do with this. And this particular one comes with a cold shoe right on the side. And so that's really useful for a lot of different stuff. I want to show you too. But the great thing is now this is on a cage. Okay, the ZV1 is on its own cage, and you really want to have a cage with the ZV1, so this way you can access the battery all the time. If you want to offset it as you screw it right into the top of the Yulonzi, and then it has this ball mount, and you could just angle it anyway. So if you're vlogging like this, you can move this out here like this and be able to catch yourself, and it's really useful. And it's not too expensive. And then the great thing is it's got this little tripod bottom. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. I've never seen a tripod bottom before.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm just looking like, what do you want me to say to this? It's got a they all have a tripod bottom.
Well, not all of them. Not all of them.
Anything that should be worth anything.
So then the thing I want to show you is really cool is, so I have this little hot shoe adapter right here, and I could slide this in, and what I have right here, and this is like, because we all know the ZV1 battery, it goes pretty quick. So if you're going to do something for like a little while, or maybe tops an hour.
Is there any way for you to reach over there and just nudge the camera up, like a nudge, so we can see
a nudge? Well, then no, this is more important.
Okay. All right. We're just making sure.
I could do this though. So
there was no, we're fine. Are you on your knees? This is there's a thumbnail.
Actually, this is what I was gonna do. So
all right, we've got it. We handled it. Everything's handled.
So this right here, right? And then look what I got right here. This is actually an adapter for this particularly. So this is a USB power bank, and you put that right in there, and you go and put your cable into here, and this cable goes right into there. And now you have something that you can run for literally like 4 hours. So it's heavier, don't get me wrong, but the usability for this, if you're on vacation, to be able to just keep on going, not have to worry about switching 3 or 4 batteries out in comparison of just one USB power bank right here. And then say you go through 2 batteries, but you want to hook this up to your third one and keep this rolling. I mean, you're talking like all day stuff right here. So I think that's like really awesome in general. And then the next thing I want to show you is this little muff up here. You know, that's for the audio that comes in, right? So we could take that out, and then we could have a Rode Wireless Go. And since that hot shoe is available at the top, we could just slide that in. And then all you do is hook an audio cable to the Wireless Go into the jack on the side. And now you're set with a wireless setup mic, you know? So the mic is great on this ZV-1, but say you wanted to put this down on a tripod, on a tripod or like this, and you wanted to walk away from this. Now I would clip on the other mic right on my shirt or something. And now I could walk 10, 20, 30 feet back, as much as 300 if I wanted to. And it would pick it up. And so I think that's really a good choice if you're not going to be like here all the time talking to the camera. So that's like pretty much the first setup that we got going. And I think it's really cool. What do you think?
Looks great. Is that on that tripod, when you fold it up, I know it just sounds superficial, but when you fold the legs down and you're holding it down at the bottom, is that thing getting top heavy and kind of working on the wrist? It looked like it was going to be torquing on the wrist a little bit, or is it balanced enough?
No, this is about the lightest setup you're going to find.
That's what I thought. Okay,
you
so
know,
I'll make sure. It just looked
with this, it's literally going to probably double the weight because the battery itself is like the weight of the camera.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the thing, it's still so very light.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, that's not a heavy camera.
No. And so this is like really useful if you're wanting to go and do like all day stuff to have that battery, that USB power bank installed. So
how long would that power bank work again?
I mean, listen, you can get power banks depending on the sizes. You can base it off of what you want to deal with. Now this particular one, I think it's over 10,000 milliamps. So I think, or even more than that. I would guesstimate that you could go probably 4 hours with that.
That's okay.
Yeah. So that's huge, you know.
That's pretty amazing.
So I think that's pretty cool altogether. And I think it's really like super useful. Look at some of the people strolling in. So this is great. Here's another person that I happened to run into in one of Heather Ramirez's streams, and she's stopping in to say hi, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Melanie.
We have not met. It's very nice to meet you.
That is awesome. And we're just talking about small rigs and you know, how they're useful for vlogging or capturing on for vacations or anything like that. And here's Sammy. How you doing, Sammy? And
hey, Sammy.
This is right up Sammy's alley, I believe.
This is the kind of tinkering and just kind of playing with Legos in a way that he loves. He loves to tinker. You're right. That's a great word for
this is right up his alley. So he likes the new sets. We're always changing stuff, Jeff, right?
Yeah, we are actually always changing things. And I'm building my normal sitting place is straight ahead on the other side of this monitor. I'm actually on the floor in front of something because I'm working on a 60-second like trailer type thing and some other video stuff. So I didn't want to move it back. So I left it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay here and have fun.
Kind of cool. It's like romper room.
I like it. It's a little romper roomish. You know, the only thing I was hoping I have one of those popcorn tins. I was hoping to have popcorn. I could just sit here, and I think that would have been a lot of fun, but it didn't work out. So whatever. Next time.
Here's Brian Paul in the house, and he says, "What's up, streaming buddies? How we doing, Brian?"
Brian is my main streaming buddy. He really likes the streaming buddy thing. John has been resistant. He's coming around.
Wow.
I think John would be happy to take the percentage of sales on the t-shirts, though. He wouldn't have a problem with that, probably.
I'm all for positive stuff, so I don't have a problem with it. So
even that's
it's kind of weird, but
even though, you know, I'm okay.
So what's really weird is I went and hit our name tag so they'd come up, and they didn't come up.
They didn't do it. I don't know.
That's so weird. I have it set so it's off when I start the stream. So this way, when I'm doing the countdown, it's not there. And then when I just went to go hit them, and I did it twice, and they didn't kick off. So that was kind of weird.
Your VMix Stream Deck setup?
No, this is right in StreamYard. So I just
Let's go. I don't get that.
So
it's crazy, man.
So Oh God, here we go again. Why do we always go here with you guys? So Danielle, who's
Well,
the one keeping the toy budget in control just for pranking purposes?
just
Yeah,
so you know.
that doesn't sound like pranking, Aaron. So Coffee Talk and Tech. Aaron, I got my new stuff together. So if you go check out my Spreadshirt shop, you can get coffee cups and you can get shirts in there. And this is my
That
new logo if you
dude,
haven't seen it.
that black looks pretty sharp. You said you didn't like that, but I actually dig that on there.
No, I like the black. I don't like the blue.
Oh, I wouldn't like the blue.
I X the blue. So
Yeah,
that's
kill the
gone.
blue, but that black looks sharp. I got to get
Yeah,
another
thank
mug.
you.
Oh my God.
So really quick, because I see Steve Worthy here too, and he's saying hi. I just want to say, Aaron, before it gets too late and we don't discuss this, I'm reconsidering the thought process of starting some type of Discord for the group. And so maybe we might do this, and I want to reach out because you came to me a couple months back. And I want to have a place where people feel comfortable to discuss something and get together and bounce back messages and etc. like that. So I would really like it if we could eventually catch up maybe on the weekend and discuss this a little bit. So keep this in mind. It's on my thought process along with 100 million other things, but it's kind of important to me and I think it's kind of needed. And I want to have a place where we can meet up. So what do you think about that, Jeff?
I think it's good. I use Discord. I think
Yeah,
it's a great place to meet up, and I've seen people do very well with it. It can get, you got to mod it a little bit, but I mean, you'd have to do it with anything. I think we'd be safe in there.
yeah, I think it would be a great thing
But
just to have a special place.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, good. And yeah, so that's the first setup. And I don't know how excited people are about vlogging or, just kind of, I put vlogging, but it doesn't have to be just vlogging. I mean, you can use this stuff on vacation. I was up in Maine and I was constantly doing, the M50 in the hand and reaching out and using like some type of setup like this, but I just think the couple things added to it can be really versatile in what you want to do. Cause a lot of times what you do is you find out is half of the time you're like just getting started and your battery's like half gone. You know what I mean?
It's a kind of a bummer. It's like Christmas morning. You have all these great electronic toys and nobody has batteries.
Right. So Jason, thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And Steve said he loved the new setup, guys. I mean, we're always changing stuff around. I'm really impressed with Jeff's background. We're going to get to that and we're going to discuss this because he kind of surprised this on me tonight. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's doing too.
It means a lot coming from you, man.
He asked, how are you liking the 6400?
I would say right now I love it. So far, it's fantastic. I have zero complaints at the moment.
You look really good. You look really dialed in.
I feel like, yes, I just think right now this camera is such a leap above where I was. I'm really happy with the price point and everything. I mean, I've dumpster dived into every manual online tutorial I could find on it. It's been great. I'm so excited to get into the videos. Like, I'm so excited. That's why I'm in this mode right now. Like, I'm just so excited to get into it and start to capture some things and see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for asking, Steve. Appreciate it.
So Aaron said, nice, John, Discord. I'm glad you're thinking about it. Yeah, ever since, remember, I kind of didn't brush it off totally. Because I said I was open to thinking about it. And then more I kept on thinking about it. And see, the thing is, Discord, I'm not like super familiar with, but I know what it's all about. And I know how long it's been around. And I know that it's developed into a lot of good stuff. And I didn't realize it developed into what it is right now. And it's very useful with everything that's there. And I'd be willing to give it a shot and see how it rolls with that. So it's not a problem. Yeah,
I like it. We should talk, but just as long as, you also were on board with Notion, and I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
that's my
everybody keeps on asking me, for a lot of stuff, and I just I haven't had a lot of time lately, so I'm
I
trying
to. I kid because I love it.
I'm just trying to get myself organized. So yes, John, I like the colors you went with tonight. Red walls, tonight walls, red lights, and a shirt. She got me this shirt today. So
Very
says.
fancy.
It pretty much says another day in paradise.
Oh, so it's sarcasm.
Yeah, I don't really think that it is, but what the hell? You got to think it and then believe it, and then it becomes true. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, I love it, and I'm excited to get my walls colored up too. But
right.
oh, look at Melanie here.
Yeah. So she says she needs some color light background. So, yeah, I mean, what I use is these. I've gotten asked a few times already in my videos and in my streams about these lights. And they're outdoor RGB lights that have an app that change all different colors. And they're really useful. And they're only like maybe $38 or $40, something like that.
Yep.
So they weren't out of hand at all. So maybe I'll send you the link if you need me to, and I could tell you about them a little bit.
Newer's got those new ones out. The Pixel also has some nice little LED.
Hey, look what happened.
Oh, they finally came up. I forgot to type in. I was supposed to type in my. You know what? Maybe I'll go out and type it in later. You'll give me. I'll step out for a little bit of a break, and I'll fix my J.A. Smith at 0 at nothing.
If anyone's stopping in here for the first time tonight, or if you didn't know, okay, we do a live stream together, Jeff and I, 2 days a week. So we do it on Jeff's channel on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock Eastern. And we do it on my channel on Thursdays did I say 10 o'clock?
You did, but I think you were going the other direction.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Both days are 9 o'clock Eastern. And so
right.
Tuesday for Jeff and Thursday for me. So stop in to Jeff's on Thursday. Check it out. We're talking about lots of different stuff each time. And it might be a surprise. Or maybe we just go in and talk about nothing like Seinfeld.
Yeah. So John Ryan's at Coffee Talk at, in tech. Mine's J.A. Smith at J.A. Smith. A little redundant. You can actually start to find me now on the search engine. It's been around a little bit now, which is kind of nice. So you don't have to totally Jeff is doing that's actually a compliment. Although I believe Gerald Undun's copying me. I mean, come on.
Do you know I just subscribed to him for the first time?
Is that right? I dig him.
I've seen his videos and I dig him, but I just haven't subscribed to him.
That's happened to me a couple of times where I'm like, oh, I thought I subscribed to people, or it's taken me a minute to figure out I wanted to, and then I did. But I get that. That's fine. Thank you, Steve. There's a compliment, actually. Impersonation. I didn't try to. I didn't try to do Gerald Undun, but it just happened. I'm on the floor, and I'm like, I'm just going to put one of these GVD lights on the floor and put up. This is my YouTube sent me the standard YouTube background light, so I put that.
Yeah, he's styling. He's always changing. I think he's trying to always he wants to compete with me all the time.
I do want to compete with you.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't wait till we do the wrestling.
I wanted to show Melanie this because I have the app set up and I have the lights pretty low. But look see now my background.
Oh wait, do I have my lap?
And I could switch it to this color, or I could switch it to.
Wait, I can do it here.
The blue. And that's like as easy as that. So I can keep on changing the background.
Watch this. Oh, it's magic.
And it really makes a big difference. And so this way it keeps everybody like a little fresh on things. You can change things around a little bit. And I think it's, I love it, And so then I can adjust how intense the lighting is, and I can bring it down. And it works really well for me. So I'm pretty happy with it. So that's where they're really useful. It's just really simple. And so I don't know does anyone have a ZV-1 out here? Have they ever thought about getting it? And if you have any questions about it, come on in and drop a question. And if you're just watching for the first time and you're not ever coming in to say hi and you've been lurking a little bit, come in and say hi.
Come on in. The water is so good. You can come into this nerd water.
It will be perfect.
That did not sound good, but it's please come on in.
Yeah. And so, she said she loved that. So yeah. So I could also just send you the link to them if you want. And, it's really simple, but they're really cool. I like them a lot for the money. That's really, they were totally worth it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely with engagement. I think I want to keep changing things. I do like my setup. I know you like your general setup, but I think it's always good to change up. And I was doing stuff and I'm like, let's just have fun. Let's just do it. And I think you have to be open to that. And here we are all having a little bit of fun with that. And of course you change up your stuff all the time too.
So Brian says, I think I have the blue shirt. Not sure anymore. It will make the unboxing more exciting for me, I guess. The what's wrong with the blue?
The
Now I'm
mug.
worried.
The
No, it's
mug.
yeah, the mug. So what Brian's talking about here is, and I'm super thankful. And I tell you, when I say I'm super thankful, I expect nothing from anybody. And so when someone came in and Jeff had bought a couple of my mugs and Brian brought a t-shirt from me, and I'm like super thankful and very fortunate to have these people backing me and here for me. I love that. Thank you so much. So okay, so let's get into the next setup because it's just a little bit different, and I want to tell you why I have it. So this means that this will make more sense to the people of why this light is shining on my head, because if they just got here, they're
Oh,
like,
I thought that was a halo.
yeah. Hey, what's that song?
Halo.
So
No, that's not what it. No,
what?
that's not the song.
Oh,
You're making stuff up.
I don't know how to sing anyway.
I should go buy. Probably should have wore a lighter shirt. I was in a dark mood tonight, so I think this worked out.
That's why I wore a lighter shirt, because this way you can see the cameras better when I show them a little bit.
It pops up. I'm
So
hiding everything tonight. There's nothing I want you to
let's see if I can
except this mug of John's right here. This is the only thing you need to see. So
look at this. See that? Jeffrey's set looks like a camera reviewer's background.
Now, is that a compliment?
I think that's a big compliment.
Thank you, Sammy. I know it is.
Look at Sammy. I'm going to buy a shirt tonight, I think. What do you mean you think?
I'm going to review some cameras. I've got some cameras now to review, so I'm going to imagine that. And I saw, by the way, Melanie made a comment about using cheap lights.
Yep.
As you know, my primary studio, my lights are all those $3 LED color lights I got at Home Depot in lamps laying on the side of the floor, and people love it. So
yeah, till your fire alarm went off.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what? You're my wife.
And then they're like, why do you have the fire department's like, why do you have lamps all over your basement floor?
Sir, the insurance won't cover this. No. I mean, look, I will say, well, first of all, they're LED lights, but I will say also, yeah, you prop up the lamp, and I don't put it on carpet, but it works. Not all of them are on their side. Some of them are hidden behind things, but
I'm just kidding.
But I just want it because some people don't get, you do not need, people think I have a ton of lights, spent a ton of money on lights, and I didn't, that's the whole thing. And
you were definitely utilizing the best cost advantage, than anyone here.
Yeah, what I had, and it worked, and I'm happy for it. I don't even think I'm going to change it right now. I think
no. I mean, I love it.
Thank
it's
you, Danielle. That's awesome to hear. I really enjoy this. I only put the one light, so I could get the little dark edging, the little, so.
I only know the song that goes, Halo, Halo. It's for you and me, whatever. I'm fine, me too. I'm fine. And how are you?
I think John's having a.
Do you remember that one?
No, I don't.
You're old enough to remember it, so.
Well,
so
how do I not know it was a regional? I have no.
I forget what that was. I don't even remember.
What show would that have been from? I have no idea what that is.
I don't know. I can't remember my own name some days. So, I'm going to move this aside. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go check out this last setup. So this way we can just, get on to the crazy talk, I guess. Who knows? But crazy. Let's check this out. Okay. So let's get back down here. Now you've seen this whole kind of rig that I have. I actually have a video on this using this with the ZV-1. Okay. And right on here, I have a GoPro 7 Black. And you might be asking yourself, why do you have a black? And I just bought this. Why would you buy the 7 instead of like buying the 9? If you do your research, you'll find out that a lot of people think the black has the best color, actually. And if you find out something really interesting, because we always think that more pixels are always better. You'll find out in low light conditions that the 9 is getting pixelated when it gets darker. And we know this sensor is so small already. And since it's so small that when you go to stretch out to the 20 megapixels of the 9, it really degrades the image even faster. And I don't know if anybody knows that, but that's the truth. And so the 7 is amazing. Now, does the 9 have other pluses? Yes. I mean, you'll have to look at those things. One of the biggest is the front screen so you could see yourself. But if you've never had a GoPro before, I mean, if you're just putting this in the direction of your face, the picture can be so wide that you could never miss your face. You know what I mean, Jeff? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like almost impossible. So,
Well, you have a tiny face though, so
yeah, I have a small face.
It couldn't miss it.
I have a small head. There's a problem with this.
You have a small head, but your brain is huge, so it's kind of
no, I don't think so. But anyway, you can see I got a very small little shotgun mic on top. Now, the 7, okay, is this setup right here. Because of all the GoPros, the audio is pretty horrific. So I got this little adapter, okay, that you have to buy an extra $50 for. And it actually slides in to the bottom of this rig and is plugged in the side. So here it is. It comes right out the side here. And this particular case, which is made by Yulonzi, again, slides right in. You can plug your mic in then, and you can plug another adapter. And this is a USB-C adapter. And lo and behold, this little plug over here is the mic. Okay. So now I have that all set up. This down here is actually another battery.
I'd love that.
Yeah. So here it is. You'll see the lights probably pop on when I plug this back in. So here they are, the blue lights in the front. This is called a Yulonzi BG2 battery tube. And again, this would last hours with this setup. And what I did is I slid on this screws on the bottom, this little tripod. And this is a metal Zydeco tripod that slides on, that you screw on the bottom of this, because there's actually a little hole to screw into anything, a 1/4-20. And so that makes this battery pack really super useful. And then you could put handles on here. So I can get low scenes by dropping this down by my leg. I can get this up high. I can face this towards me. And the reason is, John, why do you have a GoPro if you got a ZV-1 and you want to do some vlogging? Well, we kind of talked about this the other day, Jeff, right?
Yep.
And
why? Tell us again why.
It really comes down to what you're using, right? What you're using that is going to be most effective to, here's the thing, right? We always talk about, the big word is always friction, right? So
yeah, it's my word.
What kind of friction are you running into when you're doing your stuff?
And we have it in like every chain of this process. I don't think there's any bigger one though than getting your gear together to go out into the world. That's got to be one of the biggest potential.
Right. So let me just go really quick with a little question. The only other piece of gear on my radar is a GoPro. Okay, so here's the thing, Jason. The GoPro 7, okay, black. You want the black because the black has the hyper smooth. It is the first GoPro to have hyper smooth in it. And I'm going to explain what that is in a little bit. But it's just really amazing how well it works. And for $250 now, this price has dropped down to $250, right? It used to be $400 when it came out. And it's going to be really effective for capturing a nice wide, look to everything without stressing. So the GoPro is more for the fact of ease, one button push to record, and then be able to really show the scenery around you because it's so wide. So I really like this option for like when you go on vacation, or to be honest with you, whenever you find yourself struggling to not just grab anything and you're like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to carry all the batteries. I'm giving you the option of something that's not going to, take the stress of having a million batteries on you, to have different grips that you can use. And it's so light, bro. It's so strong too. And it's really a great setup. So if you're interested in this kind of setup, it's a Yulonzi case, and that holds the audio adapter below it. And then it comes with it a little cold shoe on top. So this way I can put a mic on there, and it's like super useful. So if you have any questions, let me know. I can always help you out with that. But that's the main thing. And those are the kind of things that we all have options for.
Now, the first pushback on that is always, but it's not going to be the same quality as X camera, right?
Right. And so then we're going to have that discussion, right? Mr. Doma Gaming. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in
Hey,
tonight.
Mr. Doma, how
That's
you doing?
awesome. I am really glad you stopped in and said hello. That's awesome. So the pushback is always, and this is what you guys have to understand. 4K is not the same across the board. Okay. So 4K doesn't mean it's going to be the equivalent everywhere you go. And when you have a smaller sensor, it's not going to look the same as if you had a full frame. And you're going to see the difference in the video quality. But here's the question, and I'm willing to make that exception, that I'd rather have something I pick up and get video than not have any video at all. And to be honest with you, the hyper smooth is like having a gimbal practically. And that's the main reason why I would be like, you need to get a GoPro. It is so smooth when I'm walking. It's like having a gimbal, and it's that good. And that alone is worth its weight in gold, I think. So if you're not having a gimbal and you don't want to deal with the balancing of a camera and going through that, which I explained to you, what did I do with my gimbal, Jeff?
You've used it maybe one time.
And then what? And then I sold it.
And then you sold it, which, you probably made twice as much you paid for it, knowing you.
No, I lost. I lost a half of what it's worth. So the point was, it didn't work out because it became a cumbersome thing to take care of. And so that's why I went with it.
And you can, and I'm always about the devil's advocate, but I think, look, and especially in the motion area of doing stuff in action, if you're going to use a full frame, amazing $2,000 camera, but it, now that's usually going to be stabilized pretty well. Do you think they're stabilized though, as the GoPro?
What do you mean as an action? What do you mean?
Yeah, let's just take a Sony, anything in the $2,000 range, right? Let's and compare that against what you want to do. Now you can't even do with that what you want to actually do with the GoPro. You're not going to take that zip lining.
No,
so,
right.
And if you did take it zip lining, I don't know. Is the GoPro still going to give you better stabilization?
The stabilization in the GoPro is amazing.
Right.
That is one of the biggest reasons why you'll use it. Right. And the thing is, right, I don't care if you're in the streets of New York walking around for a vacation. You want to pick up and use a A7S III. Like it's huge.
Yeah.
No one's going to carry that all day. It's not going to happen. Who uses that is high-end YouTubers making a video for YouTube.
Yeah, so that's going to be I could call it like a destination video, and that you're making a specific person or a cinematic version of something because it's the way it's got to be. Maybe it's commercial, or maybe it is some pimped up video for, like you say, production you need. But if you're just capturing an idea or even B-roll, I don't know. Why would it matter? Why would you?
I don't know. It wouldn't matter. And the main thing I'm talking about, I'm not talking about being cinematic. I'm not talking about.
Right, I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's
right.
Counter to that.
Just like,
why would you need it, right?
I'm talking running and gunning and making your life easy. And I just want to say hi to Callie. Thanks for stopping in. Chocolate Twist
Evening,
Yoga.
Callie. Yes.
And she's got a great little channel on yoga. And I think you'd be thoroughly impressed with her setup. So go check her out. And I thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. So here, Osmo Action versus GoPro 8 Black thoughts. Okay. That is exactly right up my alley. And I'm going to tell you, this is an easy one for me. So the Osmo Action, right? As far as the stabilization, it's almost on par. It is darn close. And give me the price difference on each one of those right now, because I think the GoPro Black would go for about $300 and the Osmo Action would go for about $200. So maybe it's $100 difference. And here's the biggest problem I have with the GoPro Black. You cannot change the lens on the front. So if you scratch that, it's done. It cost almost as much as the camera to get that lens changed. Oh. That was, they came with the 7 where you can take the lens off and just switch it out if it's scratched up. The GoPro 8, they are
$199 for the 4K Osmo Action.
Right. So $200 and $300 is about the going price. And so it's $100 difference, but that alone to me is a no-go for the GoPro Black for that reason, for that reason alone. And so then you have to ask yourself, well, what's the big upgrade? If you go and ask anybody, why would they upgrade to a GoPro 8 from a 7? You're going to find many think it's not really worth it. But the Osmo Action, it's audio. If you think the GoPro is horrendous, the Osmo Action audio is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem with that, you know.
The Osmo's so the Osmo Action is also a little bit bigger than the 7, and it also weighs a little more than the Hero 7 Black.
Yeah, I mean, but they're comparable. You know what I mean?
Oh, they are comparable. I'm just, I'm just giving you some minute.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the only difference in some of those specs, which is quite amazing for the.
Right. So Ash is kind of like in the same boat with me. I mean, she was probably blown away to see how great that picture was as far as like, you know, and that's why when it came out, they were like, this thing's a gimbal killer. And I wouldn't say it's exactly, but it's darn close. But the problem is, you know, the quality in the video is not on par with, you know, the high end cameras. But if you're looking for professional 4K, I mean, you got to go somewhere else. I'm just talking about, what are you going to do? I want to go and grab my, you know, ZV-1 a lot of times, but when you buy that ZV-1, it's like having a 32 millimeter, you know, lens. They go and say it's a 24, but by the time you do steady shot on it, it crops in and it is like 32 millimeters. So it's like an arm's length. You can, like, it's my face and like a foot on each side. Okay. But here's the thing. And I can show you this really quick. I turned the light off, but I'll show you this really quick. Here's what I've been waiting for. And this goes on the ZV-1. And I'm sure if you know anything about the ZV-1, Yulonzi makes this lens I picked it up for $40 on Prime Day. This adapter, it goes right on the front with an adhesive 3M on the front of this camera right here. And then you screw on this lens and it actually makes a micro lens because this separates and you can get within like an inch or two away from something, and also opens this up to a 16 millimeter lens. I mean, that's tremendous. So it's going to really open this up, which by the time with the crop and everything is something like around 24, which is super acceptable. So you could check out this wide angle lens by Yulonzi that goes on the ZV-1 is a huge plus. And what I found out, which is even better, this is a variable ND filter. This actually adapts to this. So I found out I can now use, even though we only come with a couple, there's like built-in ND filters in the ZV-1, one or two, you know, stops, but this is going to allow me to be able to shoot in even sunnier weather with a better aperture, which is fantastic. So this became really super useful in like 2 seconds. So yeah. I am like thrilled with that fact. And so that worked out really good. And I think that, I think overall, I would definitely, you got to make a decision, Aaron. You either have to go with the 7 Black or the Osmo, or you got to go right to the 9. So it's one of those things. And for me, it was a easy decision for the 7 Black. And that's just my opinion on things because, it's the front screen didn't have much to do with my thoughts of why I would want to get it or not. But there are other things why you would want the 9, and you'd have to go watch a few videos. I'd say the biggest thing is horizon leveling. And that means that when you're capturing a horizon in your background while you're on a scene, which doesn't happen all the time, the GoPro can almost make you feel seasick because it's off kilter. And if you go and look up videos on this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But now it's just like the 7 doesn't have that, but I didn't really feel it necessary to have that. But maybe I'll be kicking myself a couple of years, and at that point, the 9 will be down in price. So.
Or the 12 would be so amazing. You'd be like, I gotta have the 12 because it does everything and cooks my dinner.
So I'm gonna try to catch up on some of these things in here. I see you guys talking about teleprompters. We were just discussing that, Jeff, right?
Yeah,
last
I think it's an interesting topic too. Yep.
Yeah.
Teleprompters are a thing. Yeah, and they're not they're a great idea, but they don't always work so good. And I'm reading that also in the chat about expectations versus reality.
How much you guys paying for your teleprompters? Because I have a good one that I think people would like for a very fair price. So keep that in mind, and I can show it to you really quick too. But let me see here. Yeah, you guys are having a little conversation. I like that in the sidelines. So yeah, so that's my two things that I'm talking about as far as you know, the vlogging setup and the reason behind having each one. Now, if I want to go out and I want to put that Yulonzi 16 millimeter, you know, lens on there, and I want to get higher 4K value, you know, video, I have that ability to do that now. And I think it's like super useful to have it. And if I don't want it, I could take that thing off also, because it does add a good amount of weight. It's a heavy piece of glass made in Germany. It's really good quality. Everybody will tell you, from, you know, Potato Jet to anyone, Peter McKinnon, about the quality doesn't get really at all a difference in quality as far as the way it looks. So, yeah. So keep that in mind. And let me see here. Let me catch up. So you guys are talking
as a side note. I'm just going to make a general comment too. You know, some people are looking at the TMP 100. I've looked at that as well. The Parrot kit and all that stuff. Those are all, but some of the problems are voice activation. I gave up on that as I was playing around, although I don't have any of those particular units. I ended up going on my Android or my Samsung tablet, and I loaded, what is it, Elegant? His name is called Elegant Teleprompter. I think it's a couple dollars, but what I like is I went and got a Bluetooth clicker. So instead of having to worry about the voice activation, I can start and stop it as I want off to the side. Maybe that's not always going to be helpful for some people, depending on what they're doing. But yeah, it's just a thought. You know, just you can use a clicker to kind of make it go and stop. It's a thing though, and when you can't control it, you feel a little bit stressed because you're like, well, it's starting to feel like it's speeding up on me when of course it's not, or it's just too slow. It's really hard to dial in that speed sometimes for people. And so for me, it's kind of interesting. I found the trade-off was using a clicker, although I don't really use a teleprompter.
But you weren't against using one either, right?
I'm all for it. I think there are times when it's absolutely a great idea to do it. I think you and I talked about reasons you'd want to use it. I think it could be very good for people. Maybe they're starting out and they're not really comfortable with trying to do things on the fly. I also think it's really good if you can use a teleprompter to, you know, as we were talking about, you can write your script, and if nothing else, you kind of get pre-editing mode of getting that script kind of flushed out. And if you end up just using bullet point ideas in the teleprompter to key you or to remind you or cue you, there's nothing wrong with that either. Everybody's a little bit different, you know.
So this is the one I've been looking at. So Chocolate Twist Yoga, she's saying, what teleprompter do you use, John? I don't use one because if I did use one, my videos would probably be better. So that's why I want to get one, because a lot of times on the fly, I'm pretty good. But when there's something where I think there's a lot of information to get across, I kind of like say to myself, I wish I had one, you know, and that's where I struggle because I wasn't doing enough of the right things. I'm always trying to improve how my video will turn out. And that's my goal to get better, because tech wise, I'm fully encapsulated with that. I don't need anything. But as far as like, this is considered tech, so I guess I do need a teleprompter. But this is the one that I have been looking at right here. And this one particular one is the new version. So this is the DesView T3, and they had a T2 and had a lot of good reviews. And basically the only difference is that it can hold a bigger iPad or any kind of tablet. And this allows for a wide angle lens too, so it doesn't get in the way. And I've read a lot of good stuff about this setup. And
the older versions, they were always running into trouble with the wider lenses picking up the cover, right? The shield.
Exactly. And so with this
is good. I'm sorry, I stepped on you. So this is getting past that issue then.
Yes, that's the main reason for that, is you get past that issue with it with the wide lens. Otherwise, people were having a lot of trouble with that. But the other thing is, it comes with a remote, as you can see, right? It comes with this remote, so you can adjust the
So there
speed
you
right
go.
on the fly too.
You can adjust the speed. You can start and stop it. That's the way to go.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think what I'll do is I'll get this and I'll start messing with it, and I'll do a little review and see what I think about it. And I think I'm going to be impressed by it from what I hear everyone talking about.
That's the
So
one. You sent me that spec, or we looked at the other night, and I thought of all the ones I've looked at, especially when you break down the price. That one has my biggest interest. If I was going to get one right now, for all the reasons you mentioned, that is probably when I would do it. And right out of the bat was using a 16 millimeter lens was a problem for so many people.
yes,
That was a big one. And the other one was not all of them had the ability to remote, or they didn't come with it. And I just feel like you need that. You need some comfort zone and control. And I think that has so many, especially for the price point.
absolutely.
I might have to get one of those though.
I want to thank also WTLB Productions to come on in and say hi over here. I really
that's Will, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And I really appreciate that. And that is like, it's awesome to see you over here and saying hi. I really like that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm willing to give that a shot and see how that teleprompter goes. And I think that it's going to be useful for the things that I think is that lot of information, and it just get caught up sometimes with not, my major problem, right? We talk about this all the time, and you're actually gonna help me straighten this out a little bit.
We're gonna rough out. We're gonna take some sand, maybe some 420 grit. We're gonna smooth out some edges.
Smooth me out.
Yeah, not so dirty. Yeah.
So my main problem is organization with the way I do my videos, and I know it is, and it's something I've been struggling with, because when I got into YouTube, I didn't think I was going to be here right where I am. I just kind of stumbled into this with the whole thing that happened this past year. I worked on my son's channel, and then I was like, I've been wanting to do my own channel for literally since 2008.
Yeah.
And so I said, let me give it a shot. And then I got wrapped into it, and I never really put a plan together. Now, I've been building PCs. I've been working in the tech field. I've been building data banks for the biggest companies in the world. And those types of things, I know. But as far as about the difficulty when you become a YouTuber, all of a sudden you find out you need to put things in order and keep things under control to make the ease of everything and the workload flow. Otherwise, we talked about this a couple times in different streams in the last week. You really struggle with keeping things in your life in a good balance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Either you're struggling because the process is overwhelming because it's all over the place, or you just have so many ideas and you don't feel like you're honoring those ideas because they get lost. We always talk about, but your brain is not a great storage bank.
Right.
And so, people try to hold it in there, and the more information you try to hold in your head, there's no other room for either creativity or space. And it does kind of wear on you when it comes to balancing the rest of your life, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, I think so. And so Will says that, we know he does bigger production stuff, and he's he knows some good stuff to use, but it may be a little bit on the more professional side. And that's what Brian and Will do. So they're using, professional type of stuff in the field. And, absolutely. And Chocolate Twist Yoga says there are some best use cases for a teleprompter for sure. It can save you a ton of time in post for teaching courses. In talking head format is a great tool for paid content. Right. And that's what I want, right? Because I can get in here and I can stream and I can put things together. I don't ever really feel too stressed out about what I'm going to say next or keeping the flow of conversation going. I struggle with getting all the information out. So if I have to script it and put it down, and then I can follow a teleprompter, I think it's going to be really useful for me. And that is the key reason why I want it, is to save more time. Save time.
Yeah, I'm with I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name?
John.
Callie.
John? Yeah, it's like Bally. It's like Bally,
It's like
Cali.
Cali. So it's Cali.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess it up. I knew it was.
I'm John, by the way.
I
Just to
don't
let you
care
know.
what your name is. So I'm just a huge believer in, and that's what I'm working. I don't want to spend a lot of time, unnecessary time. If I can build out the efficiency ahead of time, I'm all for that. I believe
Right.
that immensely.
So she's saying she uses the TMP 1000 and 100. And if you look it up, it's got the most reviews.
Yep.
And it is not like exceptionally expensive. And so that is definitely that was the other one that I would definitely probably suggest between the two.
I was pretty serious about that. I couldn't remember if it was. I thought it had an issue with the wide lens. Maybe it doesn't. For me, the remote was a deal breaker. I know she uses the mouse. I can't use the mouse if I'm not at the desk. I want something I can click with my hand. So again, it always gets down to personal preference, but I think it's a great unit. I actually like that one. I almost got that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I might go that route too. So I don't really know for sure what I would use, but all I know is I need one and I need to get myself in some kind of order.
Do you think, are you worried that it might make you seem a little bit detached or robotic in your presentation?
Well, that does come up in my head right away, but I think I'm going to fight that knowing that I don't want to be that way.
I'll be honest with you. I think that's a concern and it's going to be real.
Right.
However, I think just practicing with it for a little bit, you're going to be fine. Like, I think just like any tool, you'll get past that and it'll become an asset, not a liability.
Yep. And so just in case anyone's stopping in here for the first time and you're checking this out, I just went over quickly Kali. But depending on your accent, it can come out like a little bit different because I would say it like.
How do you say cauliflower? Oh,
cauliflower. Cali.
We are morons.
Yeah. We're going to have to get her on the show one day. And
you know what? It's Collie, like the dog Collie. Maybe that's the better way of saying it, right?
I don't know. I have an accent. I say coffee. And you guys, when I say coffee, everyone's like, no, it's coffee.
When you start saying drawer, I'm just like, gotta stop.
I'm horrible. So really quick, I just
really quick. Horrible. What's your accent? It's not
it's my accent. It's
like
the only thing I really fight against. But I just want to go really quick and just show this one more time, just so people have a little bit of an idea. But I want to say, Mommy Guide, Lala, thanks for coming in here. I really appreciate that. And she says, I am still thinking of getting a teleprompter. Sometimes I really need it when I have guests, when I do their intro. Right. And that's where it makes really useful for that kind of stuff, right? To look much more professional. I think she's right on.
And if you've watched Lolly's video, she does a lot of intros. So I can actually see where that would be. I mean, that's a great idea. When you have a lot of guests and you are doing intros, getting back to Collie's point, there's so many case uses of it. I just think that's a great use. I think that would be a absolute asset for you, Lala.
Right. So these are the two things I talked about. It's a setup.
Are you sending me? Which one of those are you sending me?
One of these?
Yeah. Which one?
I don't know. Did you get your mic booster yet?
By the way, my agent,
my agent,
my rep at Sweetwater called me, left a message. We may not get this till September or after.
I got an idea. I have a little bit of an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why don't you just PayPal me and keep that one?
I can do that.
And cancel the order.
I can cancel the other order. And also, let me ask you this. For the people that have come here or you're new, you probably haven't heard me that often. How does my voice sound on this particular? I'm just curious because I can't hear.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you straight out. I like it.
Do you like it?
I like it a lot.
I think it's a little smoother, right?
Yes,
a little less grainy, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, especially right off the voice.
Right, like right in the attack, like right in the.
And it's smoother all the way around.
It feels smoother.
Yeah, and you look more relaxed, like where you're not like up on the mic,
because it's a condenser. And
what kind is it? Let us know.
I will pull it up.
Next time you can let us know.
The reason I don't know is I haven't pulled these out of my mic bag. These are in my touring mic bag. I don't have a condenser mic right now with me. Right. And so I'm like, I need a mic for a remote. And I left the pod mic over there. So I'm like, I got some overheads. These are cymbal overheads you would use for percussion. And I'm like, you know what? This is no different than basically a shotgun mic. So if you look at the frequency response. So I'm
Right.
really going to do it. I will actually get the mic model for you and send it to you, and we'll take. We should take a look at this as a decent mic. I think it's going to be okay.
Well, I think it sounds good. And Sammy thinks he likes the sound. I think that's what he's saying right here. Yeah, the sound. And
and Will does make a comment about sound. I threw this on last second, so I think I need to boost it. My gain is way down. Like I'm probably at 26 on
really?
I have a lot of room. I didn't push this up like I should, so it probably is a little low. I'm sorry.
You sound good in my ears, but I can't tell from outside, you know?
Yeah, it'll probably, I imagine it'll sound a little low. Our balance may not be. Oh, and although StreamYard might be balancing it out and pushing you down with me.
Right.
So that's a possibility. So I apologize. But yeah. So yeah, it is a drum mic. I can't remember the model. It's been so long since I pulled it out of the bag, so I'll track it down. Or if you turn me off for a second, I can take a look.
I could never turn you off.
Don't turn me off. It's so important. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to record my first video with it.
Pump yourself up a little bit if you got to. Or you have it maxed out?
That's not. Well, my goal. Well, you know what? Let me just see. I was gonna say my Goal XLR is over there, but I have the software available right here. I can take a look.
If you want to take a walk over there, it's no big deal. I could just put me on for a second.
I mean, we're just testing things out. It's just a live. Who cares? I could, if I'm maxed out, I can get up quick and just. Actually, no, I can do it from here. What am I talking about?
Okay, then do it already.
I got this. Shut up, Jeff.
I have the
all right
power.
So, I was wrong. I'm at 31. So let me. I'm all the way up, I believe, on my. Let me just check. Nope, my mic is at 84. Test 1 2 test. Okay,
there you go.
I'm at 100 right here.
I like it.
What do you guys think? Is this too much? Are we good? Or
I think you're good.
All right. Well, let me know, Will, because you're the one who pointed it out. And...
What about 95? Try 95. Let me.
All right. Let me take it down. All right. Let me take it down. I got the power. Hang on.
You might sound a little smoother at like 95.
I know, because you're really killing it there. So I'm at 95 right now. That's probably a little smoother. A little.
Yeah,
bit.
It is. It is definitely.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you said it though.
All right, let's keep it there then. I think you sound better.
I could even probably. Yeah, I don't want to pull back too far.
So Sammy says he likes it better than the pod mic, and I have to agree with you.
I'm glad you guys are saying, because for a minute there, I put it on. I'm like, these people are going to think I'm nuts, but I feel like it sounds better.
There you go.
I'm going. Thank you, Ash. And I'm going straight into. I'm passing all the booster. I'm going straight into my Go XLR, and that's it. There's nothing going on. And
yay! Jeff sounds great.
Yeah. It's just interesting. So today I'm like, this sounds better. Now I got to do a video on using a drum overhead mic versus a pod mic. I'm going to get total hell from everybody who loves pod mics, though, if I go down that path.
This is how I thought you should have sounded a long time ago.
It's interesting. That's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this off camera someday, and then come back. Oh, you know what? I
will be emotionally beat down after this off-camera talk, the sidebar with John.
Yeah.
Tears right.
Whoa, what's this? I missed somebody new that came in here.
Oh, yes, you did. I want to say it's
Nisha Future,
which I love this name.
Yeah, I think she just subscribed to me today or yesterday. So I thank you. Yeah, I saw that.
What's up, Nisha?
How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate that.
Beautiful name.
And I also saw someone else come in that I wanted to say thanks for stopping in quick. And let me see if I can find him really fast.
Thanks,
but you know what? Who I saw was Zan.
Did you see Zan?
Yeah, he popped in here.
No, he didn't.
He just said a really quick. He goes, my two something geniuses. He says, my tech geniuses.
I love Zan.
Yeah, Zan. Zan the Man is his name. And he's a really good guy. And he's been popping into our streams. And this is what we do. We basically are helping people with, getting their streaming and their YouTube set up and get their tech set up. If you have any questions about tech, about cameras, audio, computers, anything like that. And if you want to just talk about maybe how we do our editing, what we use, how we have a whole community here, and people will drop stuff in, they'll give you suggestions, but we'll all you're going to hear from us what we've been fighting against, what we have been overcoming and getting better at, and the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
So if you have any questions on anything, please come on in and don't hesitate to say anything. So Continuous says 95 sounds much better. The problem is not the pod mic, it's the Go XLR. I honestly think the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm using the Go XLR right now.
I know, but
and also that Go XLR has a pretty good Midas amp compared to even that. I guarantee the amp in that
it's
is
the
better than
same
your
amps.
Rodecaster.
Same amps.
It's not. That
Yeah.
no, it's not the same amp. The Midas amp in that XLR is much better than what you have. I'm sorry. It just is.
I don't
It could
know.
be something else. It could be some other colorization. I'm not sure, but
Whatever the case is, you sound way good.
I don't think it's a Go XLR now.
It could be. Yeah, listen, it's possible to have a bad mic too. So
it could. Yeah, I mean that's a thought. I've always felt like the pod mic was always grainy. But again, sometimes though it can be your voice. So it can be picking up a certain throat range that I have, which is it's been a problem on other mics. And when I used the SM7B, it would pick out a frequency that worked out really well. It was really smooth and sounded really good. I just didn't like how muffled it sounded.
Right. Well, anyway, I mean, you're making improvements and the background looks fantastic. And listen, if you guys don't know this, okay, this is a guy who started streaming literally a month ago or 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, people. He's never done a stream before this in his life.
I'm just a baby streamer. I'm a little baby. I
hope you guys realize that. And I'm right behind him. My first stream was April 1st with this going regularly each week with this channel.
Right. Now, first time I ever owned a camera besides my phone camera was March 1 of this year.
Right.
I'm trying to play catch up on those type of tech. It's not my audio was more of my tech, and then computers and then, software and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to catch up on all that.
So Zan had to go eat dinner. Is that a surprise? Really?
Zan loves dinner.
Zan is always going to eat dinner. He's getting called and he's got to go eat dinner and he had to go. I mean, we know that. Yeah. That's Zan. But
he'll be back. That's fine.
Yeah. And so we got Sammy here says it'd be so much fun if I came on with you guys and talked about mics. Now, Sammy, that is a possibility. We did a mic talk probably how long ago, Jeff? Maybe just a month ago.
About a month. Yeah.
Yeah. So give it a little bit more time and we're going to do a mic night again. And that will be a great possibility. We'll send you a link and you can jump on because I know how much you love mics.
Yeah. And we want to honor that. I mean, right now we're both kind of in some of our own R&D modes. So our time is a little like wonky, but when that comes up and we're really ready for that mic talk, Sammy's always fun to have on and talk about mics. That guy's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also if Robert wanted to jump on with us too, because he's got a lot of audio insight, well, I would be willing to have him and Sammy on. We got the four of us and talk about mics. We are going to have like some things where we will have other people on. We're going to do a night where we have people on it here and there, but it's not going to be all the time. It's going to be here and there. And then when we specialize in something, we may have someone on. Like we're going to talk about cameras a little bit more in depth. We may have Brian on. I mean, it just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he says there is a way to make the SM7B better. Yeah, you know what it is? Sell it. Because if I'm going to spend $400 on a mic and then I need a booster on top of it,
there you go.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I got a Rode NT1. I think it all depends what you like. There are other things I like out there. The mic company I can't pronounce that I would love to have. The Heil PR40 is something that I've always liked.
I went with the SM7B when I started out and was playing, and I really liked the sound at the time. But I tell you what, there's some hype on it when it comes to this stuff, and I have to say, depending on how people are using that, I get a little ear fatigue after a little while when somebody's on that mic.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
if you have buds in.
PR40, I think. It's the PR40. I don't think it's the 30, Sammy. I think it's the PR40. Right?
Yeah, it's a studio mic. I mean, you can make any mic a studio mic, though. I mean,
Well, yeah, my USB mic could be a studio mic if that's all you got.
I've used all mics in studios. I mean, this is a studio mic I'm using right here. So
yeah, it's the PR40, the Heil PR40. That's the mic that I like a lot. So here is Lala, and I love this, and I love her. She says, yes, you guys are like bullet trains. You're crushing this, and I think she's just complimenting us on everything that we go through. And I really appreciate that, because I think that's
very sweet.
For the most part, people are getting a great value on the things that we discuss here. And I'm really happy about where we're going and what we got planned for the forward ascent, right? That means we're going up.
That is indeed what it means.
Not descent, right?
Well, you're not decent.
But you've been a decent co-host.
I'm a decent co-host, but we're on an ascension plane.
I'm not gonna
ascent. It's climbing. It's going up. That's the right way.
He always tries to use bigger words to make me feel inferior.
You get so mad anytime it gets to 3 syllables. The words.
That's all. No, I don't.
You do. You're like, 3 syllables. Look what I got.
Listen, I'm not that smart.
Look what I got.
I just work hard. That's it.
You're a bulldog.
I work hard, and I put a lot of time in to get where we are, and it didn't happen in a second. So
no, I mean, I think that's it. Nobody there. There's always somebody who is like a savant at one thing. That's great, but this is not one thing. And we always use the phrase, "I'm just going to outwork you."
Right.
And I think that's the thing. Just put your time in and grind and really pull on. That's what everybody here in chat does with their stuff. They're always doing it, from Sammy to Lala and all these people. I've seen them just totally going at it, putting their head down and kind of going to it.
So Sammy says he gets that. So we'll definitely reach out to Sammy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she says Sammy is all about mics and Macs, but really, honestly, Sammy knows a lot about a lot of things, and
overlays and OBS and all the softwares.
All the software.
I like the mics and Macs, because I just want to say Sammy is all about the M&Ms.
He drops the M&Ms, bro.
Drops the M&M on you. That's right. Sammy. And you know what I love, Sammy? If you were smart, you would take that, because you got Sammy with 2 M's, and you would take those 2 M's and you put M&M, and you put that with Mics and Macs, and you get a shirt
my God, there. We're on to something right there.
I'm using my marketing degree. Right that's free, Sammy.
Oh God. So I made a tag for you, John, during my last stream, and one for Sammy too. I mean, a tag for people to find the stream. If you did that, I really appreciate that. This is the stuff that almost makes a tear in my eye. I swear to God, I get emotional about this, but this just goes to show you the people that we have in here. They reach out and they really help, and they care about what we have. And I love that. And I appreciate that.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, Lala's she's the bomb. And I really appreciate that. And she's evidence of a woman who really works hard with the resources she has to make things happen. And so I always love that factor, because we all have limitations, and you guys see me with my tech, and listen, I'm a tech channel, and maybe you see that aspect, but creativity wise, I struggle with things, and I struggle with putting things together in the proper order, and making my content as best as when I look at it. Of course, I'm new, so I'm never happy, and I'm always improving, but it's not easy for me. I work twice as hard in that area, but we all have our things, right? That we're better and not so good at. So
word.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's great, because
for a fact. Yeah.
I love that you and I talk, and then you have things that you could bring to the table that are like super useful, and I can bring some things that, what I love to talk about is, of course,
well, we're not the same guy. I mean, we have the same love of all these things, and maybe there's certain things we just are better at or love just that much more, but there's such an overlapping thing. But we definitely have some outer things that are, we're not the same. And I don't mean that, I know it doesn't really come across well, but we complement each other. Let's put that
right. That's the idea. And Mr. Duma's given us a compliment, just saying that, he thinks he should do a little video conference with the both of us, and that we do really good streaming about tech. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Love that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
when we do different things with different agendas, we thank you. Yeah, and
I
thanks
love
for
that we're
Jeff for
both
buying.
doing it, and I like that you have the black one and I got the white one. I don't have my cups because, well, I don't even have a name.
Yeah, I got the black one, and
Grab it.
I really want to get a white one too.
Yeah, I don't have a black one. You could send me your black one, and I'll send you my white one. And
well, I'm sending 2 back that came out horrible, and I'm going to get the 2 white ones anyway.
All right.
And I have to get my son a shirt. Now he saw me with the shirts. He's like, oh, he flipped out. I walked into the room. He said, oh my God. He was like so excited. And I was like,
it turned into like one of those terrible like TV promos where it has nothing to do with anything. It's a show all about coffee tech.
If you guys don't know me, I have a 10-year-old son. And he just gets really excited about those types of things, you know, because I guess it just makes things more real or something. So, but it's really cool.
I don't have a child. I could borrow one. Hang on. Well, that's illegal, probably.
Borrow? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Can't really borrow children.
But here's the thing. Could you see yourself using one of those setups that I showed tonight at all?
I could actually. Well, I could see myself using both. However, if I had to pick one, I actually would pick the GoPro. Because I really think I'm going to get, I'll get a rig and, everything I need for the 6400. That's enough for what I need to do. Like if I'm going to go that route, I'm probably not worried about carrying it. It's going to be for a destination event, right? Purpose. Where I kind of agree with you that the chasm is so different between the two uses, really, that you might as well just go for the GoPro. So for me, I'm really thinking about doing that type of rig and having a completely different option as opposed to just grabbing the 64. Because look, I love the ZV-1 option you have, but is it really a ton different than putting a rig on for the Sony and kind of compartmentalizing together? Not really. Although the 6400 is a little heavier. But I mean, other than that, what am I really gaining? I'd gain more by going with the GoPro 7 Black with that setup. I'd have just more option than right. I mean, am I crazy? You're kind of looking at me like I'm
no. See, I have 2 different thoughts. Like, say, I don't know. Like, I love the ZV-1 for what it is because it's small, it's compact, and
absolutely. But if I had to choose one for my situation, I would just be, what am I gaining really? I mean, I'm not gaining as much. I think to have, it's like having more dynamic range or, you know what I'm saying? More depth and tools. I don't feel like I just added a whole lot of depth to my tool by doing the ZV-1 as opposed to going with like the GoPro rig, where now I could go do action stuff, zip lining, other types of fast motion things that we talked about. Or into tight orders, and I could do things that I could never do regardless of. Yeah,
so it makes sense because the versatility the GoPro gives you, which is much more extreme.
That's much more elegant than what I just said. Yes.
No, but it's much more extreme, right? So
that's what I'm saying. The chasm's much it's much a bigger option.
Right.
Or a difference.
I absolutely love the footage that I can get width-wise on that. It was just incredible. And there's certain little tips that you really got to know when you're using your GoPro, which is you got to set your white balance and you got to lock it, so you go where you're filming and you go into the settings, you pick the white balance color, then you touch the screen, set the white balance, and then hold it and lock it. And then the white balance doesn't change as you're walking around. Say now I filmed my son indoors. The thing I made a mistake of, I had the white balance set too high. It was too warm.
Okay.
And I'm just starting to use it a lot. And so I'm trying to get that down. But once you start doing that, I mean, the audio sounded great.
But let me ask you, you're talking about the white balance. I mean, if you hard set it, and let's say you're inside, I mean, how's that going to work if you go from inside to outside seamlessly? Is that going to be an issue or?
Yeah, well, listen, you can leave it on auto, but what happens is the lights and everything going on, you'll constantly see a little difference in the shading, always fighting it with auto. So you don't want to do that. When you step outside, you'd want to reset it. And that's what you would, you know, in a perfect world, you'd want to do.
Okay.
So, but I mean,
That's good advice, actually. Yeah. Cause I think a lot of people get lost on that.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the GoPro, it makes a bigger difference because everything you could do to make that quality step up. And listen, you're talking to someone that probably picks apart these things. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be upset about the quality that it gives. But I'm looking at, like, I shoot in 4K and we shoot in 4K, you know, 60. I can slow that down. I could do whatever I want with that. And
yeah, but even if you shot in 4K 60, you could still master it down to 1080 if you want.
Sure, I could bring it in at whatever, but I could leave. I could bring it down to 4K 24 too, and that's just nice.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
So
no, so if you're asking me that, I think for the price point and everything you just laid out, I'm very interested. That might be my next thing to go for. Just to have that mobility option. I think I'm really kind of excited about that possibility to add in. And also, it might be the only way I record the project I was telling you about that I was worried about with sawdust.
Yes, and right.
So I'm really, or do you, I don't know. We could talk later, but then I'm thinking, well, I could get maybe almost 2 UMAs, you know, I don't know, or Osmos, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you can even get cheaper versions. And when we talked to, when we talked to Clint, you know, from Circle Hook Productions, he was giving us a couple really good ones if you just want to capture something, you know, video all the time. Here's the problem. If you want the audio at the same time, and that's the benefit of having this GoPro 7 with the audio adapter, you know, it's just that you're right off the bat, you got to spend an extra $50, and that brings it to 300. But I have the audio adapter and the audio sounds great. So that's the way I look at it. Okay. I thought this was going to bring in sounds echoing all over in that, you know, jumpy, the sky zone. And I took my son from, and it was just, it only took it from like the front, and the audio sounded really good with this little shotgun, you know, mic on there. So I was impressed.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing Aaron was saying about the Osmo, that front screen does sound like it could be useful, but you were saying it's not a deal breaker for you. And I totally get that, because sometimes we all have to weigh out what is important.
Yeah, but the Osmo has a front screen, because the GoPro 9 does, but I don't believe the Osmo does. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. I don't need a front screen, but I could see how people think they may need it if they've never had a GoPro. But if you have a GoPro, I think you'll be like really surprised of how you cannot. I mean, I'm just telling you, if you got 2 people, you have the lens like between you two. And if it's just you, put it right in front, and it's just amazing. It captures everything. So, yeah. And then you know, the best video comes in linear mode, because then you don't get that really fisheye edges, which really, but you may want that if you want to show the background, so you can just go wide, not super wide. So there's, you know,
if you really, I think if you just want that whole panorama kind of, just to show the vastness. But yeah, if you're doing people kind of nearest, you might want to turn that off. I think it looks kind of weird.
So I have to see which Osmo has it, because I know if it's the latest one or not.
Tell us. He'll jump on and tell us.
Yeah. So that would be really cool to check out the difference. But I know I've watched all the videos, so I'm surprised that I probably just looked at, I probably didn't look at the newer ones, because they really weren't that important for me. Because I know there was like deciding factors. I wasn't like thrilled. Okay, so I see it. Oh, no. This is a different one. Yeah. Osmo Action. Oh, okay, I see it. $200. You're right. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's the $199. I saw that one. I was like, it looks like a screen, but I didn't get a chance to read through it or hear.
Listen, you can't go wrong with that either.
Well, maybe I'll get one so we can compare.
But just check of the different ways if you can improve the audio on that.
Well,
because for me it was like $50, and the $50 difference, I didn't care for the front screen and it didn't bother me. But here's the other thing. If you go and look up the Osmo as far as like the settings and everything, and if it's a little wonky, because I know there's been some issues a little bit with the firmware, and they've been working on improving it with the GoPro 9, but there are no issues they talk about, and how solid that whole setup and touchscreen is. But, you know, the 7 seems pretty solid for me. I can't complain about it.
Yeah, it's got a good rep.
Yeah. And so he's saying with a 25 adapter, you can connect a good mic. So here you go. We're getting information and about someone who has this, and this is great information.
Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate that, Aaron. And you got to remind me, Aaron, what country are you in? And so I can remember the time difference in general, because if anyone's on here, I'm also thinking, and I'll put it up, but I'm thinking about doing a July 4th early live stream. It would be 9 a.m. on Monday. And so I'm thinking about this, and I'll put a thumbnail up and talk about it, and we'll go from there. And I know you were talking about it a little bit too, Jeff, right? About doing something on Monday, possibly.
Yeah, I was thinking about going on, I just do something kind of fun, a little bit different. I'm working in the Notion, so maybe I'll go on and do something more app related. Maybe I'll go in there. I've got some really cool Notion booster extensions I've been using, and I thought, maybe put it out there and see if people want to know more about it. Why not talk about it?
Here, I thought he was like, I thought he was in Europe. I didn't even know.
Look at him. He's all the way
He's
over
in
in
Washington
that
State.
weird country of Washington State.
Gosh.
Why
Man,
did you think I was sitting there going, why did you think he was in another
probably
country?
because of his accent. But that I assumed that was the case, and I didn't know, but that's great.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm thinking about doing a live stream 9 a.m. on Monday, and I'll set up a little something and go over it, because I want to get out and reach to different time zones. There are people that have joined my channel that are coming from India. They're coming from the Middle East, and I want to just reach out and say, hey, I'm here. I live stream at this time too. So we got someone coming in. And they're hammering us. That is a plus, bro.
What is this? I love this. We're
gonna
make
this is like we're big. We hit the big time.
Well, first of all, Disturbed Gods, I want to thank you for stopping in. We have been wanting to get robo clammed, and this is thanks Derek for making Fentanyl Floyd white as a spirit. Now I love it. That's they never make sense when they do that,
dude. I just hit the big time right there.
That's the big time. I'm loving it.
Continuous conversation. Aaron says, I'm a Venezuelan in the U.S. Oh, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. And look I don't know what this means. It's probably not good, but I know what fentanyl is. But
I'm going to get out my YouTube decoder ring. But I think
But we just hit a big time when someone comes in like that. That's like a hit. And I think we actually hit the highest I have on a live stream tonight. At one point, I think I had 19 or 20 people in here, and that's awesome.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a lovely concurrent.
Yeah.
Should we ban him or should we keep him? I mean, he seems like a little pet.
No, I like him. I like him. I like him for now.
He must be saying some other things. He's getting retracted. I think his limit has been reached.
Whatever the case is, anyone that stops in and tries to slam us, that's like we hit a home run. I think.
Look at how ominous his little avatar is. It's so spooky. I don't know what I'm going to do. I will never be able to sleep tonight with that looking at me like that. That's hilarious. It's a good.
Yeah, Will. I'm glad we got to share this moment together. I mean,
everybody, you guys, we all did it.
Let's hit like 19,
hold hands. People. Let's all do streamer buddy hands. Can you
no, I'm not doing that.
Come on. No, we're supposed to do that.
No, I'm not doing that.
Do the.
No, that's worse.
Do it.
Nope. I'll give you an elbow. I'll give you this elbow right here. There you go.
It's not as good as the pinky.
That's good enough. That is good enough.
That's good enough.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, I really like the GoPro 7. I thought it was the most cost effective out of the group, and they over and over again, you got people that know much more than I do saying that it's pretty much the best picture out of the GoPros. And that was one of the main concerns for me too. And as long as I had hyper smooth and a good picture for the right price, I was all about that GoPro.
What did you find in the stabilization for the Osmo?
I heard fantastic things.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm really tempted to get one. I was thinking about that the other day, going, I could go get the 7, which would be amazing, but I figured at that price point, I'm not afraid of it. Like to get it and try it out, and the reviews it'd be nice to have. I know. I don't know where I came from. I was like, oh, well, it's our little mascot now.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's our little, yeah, I think we should we should clip it and put it on our back screen there over the StreamYard logo.
Yeah, we just hit big time.
Yeah, that's big time stuff right there. That's big boy stuff.
We dumbs hit the big league.
That's hilarious. That's get out the band hammer, Jay.
I made an unboxing video and posted it while watching the stream. You were, dude, multitasking, bro.
You were having a big night. He
Wow.
did an unboxing of your shirt. And
if he puts this up, I'm gonna die laughing with this.
Yeah, he said he posted it. If he's already got it up, we should all
No, he
watch
doesn't.
I'll look. Hang on a second.
While watching the stream. He did not.
Well, he was doing it today when I talked to him. So
this is, you guys are gonna make me laugh about this. So Aaron says, I bought the Osmo Action for my vacations, watched a ton of videos. So there you go. I mean, you're getting somebody, and listen, I wasn't against it. I almost bought it myself because for the price, and there's a lot of pluses. When people say it's just the hair difference in the stabilization, I could barely see it in the picture. I was having a hard time. So if you can do that and get the audio adapter for it, it's going to be a home run, I think.
I think it'd be worth trying, man.
Yeah. And then we can come back with some info on both too, which is always a plus.
I think it'd be good. I could also send it to you if you want to do a thing.
I don't know.
What?
He says it's up.
Let's find it and play it.
There it is.
Let's play it. Where's the link? Do you have the link?
What do you mean? It's up on where though?
YouTube, for God's sakes. It's on his channel.
Come on. He did not.
Sure it is.
He did a YouTube video.
Brian, you did a YouTube video, right?
Any plans for hats? So I have hats. If you go to, because listen,
send it to me on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook them. So if you know, my head is just like yours, Aaron. I gotta have hats. I have hats. I have hats for the winter, hats for the summer, and if you go to in the link where my spread shop is, you can open it up, and I do have hats in there, and I am going to buy a few myself soon. So, so that's funny. He's doing an unboxing. He said he was going to do this, but I thought it was just a joke, and that's hilarious.
No, it's not a joke. It's very serious business. And let's see. I told him to send me a link. We'll see if he does or not.
Okay, we'll see.
He says it was. I like that. He's like, it was supposed to be a short, but you can't do an unboxing of your shirt and make that into a short. It has to be,
especially my shirt. It's a triple extra large.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be absolutely insanity, right?
Oh God,
it's my username.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Oh, it's at Brian Paul. Yeah, of course.
So, listen. The reason that I like the ZV-1 because I wanted to get a C camera. I think it's a great C camera or a great B camera. And listen, if you guys, some of you guys have just come into the stream, and I forgot to mention this. So the camera I have in front of me today is the Canon M50 Mark II, and I wanted to let you guys know this. And I switched out my EOS R, and I have the 16 millimeter Sigma on here, and I have a Pro Mist filter on with this 16 millimeter lens. So this is my setup, and I just want to let people know this is how good the Canon M50 can look. And don't hesitate to buy one for streaming. So
do you want the link so you can play it?
The link?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Send it in Facebook?
No, I can send it private chat right here.
Oh. I forgot how fancy we are. I forgot how fancy we are. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. We have a private chat, sir.
Let me see. I'll pull this up and pause it.
This is going to be like a worldwide
this is going to be
release right here of a couple things.
This is going to be a hit.
Brian's got a I'm gonna move up a little.
So
I wish I
this
had
is
popcorn. I wish I had my popcorn so I could sit in this chair and
so let's get into this for a second here. I'm going to pull myself up. That's not me. That is definitely not me. That's Jeff.
that's me, man. I don't know how to break it to you, but
So I could still hear you.
Yeah.
So this is a Brian Paul video that I'm going to show up on here, and I believe he says, "Oh, here's the name of it." This is on YouTube, but this is crazy. Unboxing Coffee Talk and Tech swag. So let's go take a look. This is great. I can't wait to see this. Let's take a look at this. All right, let's hit it.
we need music.
I wonder if audio is going to come through. Let me know if you hear this. You hear it?
No. Wonder why. Are you muted on there?
That was quick anyway.
Did you mute the
No,
channel
it's because I'm not sharing the screen. I could share the
Oh,
screen
share the
too.
screen so we can get the whole vibe.
So we can hear the music
Yeah,
too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to share.
It looked really cool, but if he has sound, I want to hear it too. See, he knows
Hold on.
he knows how to do all that like stop action kind of editing stuff. He's so
Dang, that was so loud. Okay. Share screen.
I hate that. It hurts.
Okay. All right.
Wham, kill.
All right. We see this, right?
Yeah. Don't hear it though. Is the sound up on the video itself?
I muted it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to play it again. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, this is really sweet. I like it.
All right. You hear that, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's give it a shot. Here we go.
Okay.
That's not it.
Thanks for looking at.
Oh, Brian, that's just. Oh my God. That's super sweet.
That
I
is
love that.
awesome.
That is so great. He put that together today, man. He was doing that today.
Maybe we need to hire him to do our editing.
Hey, Brian, I'll pay you more than
Hold
the
on.
$5 an hour if you edit my videos.
Oh God, I think we need to
See,
hire
this is
him.
what annoys me. I'll be doing this for 3 years and never put out a video that has that fun of edit.
Yeah, that looked really good. I love that. I loved it.
He's got the little thing at the end.
That was awesome.
That's a great shirt promo. Look at you. You're doing awesome.
That is awesome.
Love
he
it.
is awesome.
Great job, Brian. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is maybe I'll put a little edit in my description.
Yeah.
And
good.
I'll go and put the link in my description. So if you guys want to go and see that again, that'll be awesome.
Man, that's really great. I'm glad he shared that. That's really
yeah. He's hilarious. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And it is swag, right?
Yeah, it is swag. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I just love that. And it's short to the point, but it's just got that. It's got a great like advertisement feel. Yet it's raw. It's fun. It's great.
Right.
It's fun.
So
time lapse. Yeah. Jeez.
I want to catch up on a little bit here. It says, doing a freelance job tomorrow, will be using the proceeds for an M50.
I remember Will talking about that last time, for he was going to use it for traveling and shooting for the kids and things, and not shooting the kids, but photography of the kids. And
that's awesome. Just make sure, because I know you asked, that you get the Mark II.
Yes.
So, and then Aaron said, John, what's the new Sony 6400 for? I don't know. I don't need it right now. I'll see. Here's the thing. I'm going to buy it used. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. That's probably.
And the thing is, people want top dollar. I made an offer today to a guy for a really good price. It was the A6400 with the small rig, with 2 extra batteries, with the kit lens, and with a Sigma 16 millimeter, right? And I offered him $1,100. He turned me down.
I don't know. I dipped into eBay a little bit too. I don't know. I think people are a little overexcited.
They're a little overpriced. And $1,100 is absolutely the perfect price for that. And I will not pay more.
He may come back to you.
Well, this is the second time, and I'm not looking to insult him, but I just bought a Sigma 16 for $300. Or for $275 actually. I'm not going to go and pay you $350 for this thing, and it's used, so it's like you're not going to get $1,000 for your camera that it cost $1,000 new, And so, and there's another girl out there. She's selling a 6400 with the 18 to 135, which is something that goes for $1,300 right off the bat. I can get that for $800.
Yep.
So the thing is, I possibly might just get that one and then see if he wants to sell his Sigma and or someone else or someone else.
But he'll be like, "No, I just want to bundle it." Because see, those guys that bundle think, "Oh, I can get a little more."
He doesn't want to bundle. He's selling it separate.
Oh, yes. Oh, well,
yeah.
I don't really understand what he's doing.
So, oh, I wanted to do I saw something else too. That's funny.
It's very sensitive mic.
First of all, Lala says she's making edits and some cards for friends celebrating birthdays today while watching your stream. Thank you.
Aww.
I appreciate that. And we got Will saying, I hope Brian's video is just him revealing that he's disturbed.
That'd be awesome at the end. There's a stinger that comes in right at the end. It's like brought to you by Disturbed Gods.
Yeah. So how can I actually I could put this link right in the chat, can't I?
You have control. You're literally the god of this stream.
So let's do that. Okay. And that should be there, right?
Let's see. Yeah, it's there.
There you go. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
this is exactly where I'm finding these guys, Sammy, on the Facebook Marketplace. And Sammy and I live in the same state for that, you know. And so I got a guy, a girl down by Raritan and the guy in Wayne. So, you know, it all depends on whether or not they want to make a deal. This is the 16 millimeter that you're looking at right now. And he said he would like the 56 and the 30, actually both. I mean, of course, because they're stellar and you're getting like 1.4. And that is I think the difference of why it looks so good. And I had, you know, a $3,000, you know, setup in front of me. And I think this looks just as good, if not better. So
it looks fantastic.
Yeah. And Consistent Ash has the Sigma 30. She has a video on it. And I think she's very happy with it also.
Yeah.
But if I was starting out and you were close and have a setup similar to mine where, you know, the camera is at my arm's length right here.
I'm touching mine right here.
This is the lens right here in front of me. And
because we both have the same 16.
Yeah, the 16 is what you need. Otherwise, you'll be up in your face. But if you're gonna have it sitting back, then you want the 30.
I would definitely like to grab a 30.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad lens, and I could pick one of those up for about $200. So, but the other plus is, just like Jeff has talked about before, is both of us have apps that we use if we want to change anything on our screens. So if we're trying to, what the heck is that? How'd that come on both sides like that?
I don't know.
That's weird. Okay. So if you want to make adjustments, and Jeff has the Sony app, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm looking at this. It's pretty much the same thing,
right?
Which is great. I love it. I haven't used it a lot on my desktop yet. I'm using my phone and my tablet, but
so you can see right here, I can change the ISO, the f-stop. You know, I can change color in here.
You can change the photo mode, I'm assuming, to camera. Like you could
so I do everything right here, and I think it's a bigger deal for the Sony than it is for me, because I can go right up and touch this screen on the M50, but you can't on the Sony. So using something like that is like huge, right?
Yeah, because when I originally got the 5100, everybody's like, "Oh, don't even, you know, the software, blah blah." So I finally loaded the software a few weeks ago just to see, and they updated to call it now the image editor suite, which is pretty fantastic, and they even have a decent Lightroom attachment to that studio. But I would say, yeah, you're so right on for a Sony person not to have to reach around the camera and fumble around in the dark. It's a godsend to have either there or just to have on your phone or whatever you need. It's just not fun to reach around the back. I've gotten good at it, but it's just stupid. And you do
this is what I love the Canons for, because I could just go up and touch the screens and change everything that I would want. And you get what you know what you're getting with each setup, and there's pluses and minuses.
Yep.
But 200 where? Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, but you live in the New Yorkish, New Jersey area where you have a lot of supply coming out of that area. Probably a lot of people whose wives like, you've been at B&H way too much.
Yeah.
And you need to stop. And so then you get to Facebook Marketplace drop off, which is great. When you live in an area like that, you get just so much.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got my A10 Mini for $200. It is sick. You know,
that makes me ill.
Yeah, I mean, it's just listen, and I'm on there, and I have things set up. So if something comes on, I get an alert, boom, and I could be right on it. So I'm always keeping my eyes out for very useful stuff. And when I'm talking about getting an A10 Mini for $200, just think about how much 4 capture cards cost. So
look at
kind of like makes sense.
5100 up there.
Beautiful.
I could do the combo. Let me just do it. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Hang on.
Why is that showing on there? Oh, I'm still sharing this thing. Let me get rid of this.
Yeah,
thing.
You don't know what you're doing.
No, I never use that because I use my screen. But and then one day when I have vMix, I won't have to worry about changing the audio.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
So,
we have a lot of we have a lot of things in the fire right now.
Oh my God!
When I think about what we're trying to do, wow, I'm excited for that though. Like all the different things.
Yeah, there's a lot going on for sure, and I'm very excited. I'm almost willing to try. I mean, next Thursday or definitely by the following Thursday, a vMix.
Let's set it. Let's commit in the chat so they can hold our feet to the fire. Let's just say no later than 2 weeks from.
No later than 2 weeks. Maybe next Thursday we might do our first stream on vMix.
Yeah.
So. You know, and it's not going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be perfect.
No, it's going to be amazing. Sammy, yeah, I'm using the 6400 in front of me right now. That's why I was showing the two. That's the 5100 I have up, and so right now in front of me,
Hold on.
Yeah, so I've got the 6400 there, and I'm just playing around because I'm shooting some other footage. I've got the 51 up there. Hi guys. And
I want to say hi to Patrick. Thanks for stopping in.
I saw Patrick. Yeah, you can drop me out.
Thank you, bro. But I'm telling you, bro, man, your camera looks stellar tonight.
I tell you, I'm not even having to work at it. It's out of the box. This thing is really hammering.
I told you were going to be impressed. Like
you really said it. And look, again, I want to make it very clear. I've never owned any kind of camera. I think many years ago, I had like one of those Polaroid cameras. And then I had my phone, and then I got a camera. My first one was this 5100 in like March.
Yeah.
And so I learned tech really fast. It's not like a problem, but you have to really play with this stuff to really know, especially when you're saying, I got to incorporate lighting, like all those lighting we're doing. It looks easy. Right. It's not. Real quick,
I want to say thank you, Will, for stopping in.
Oh, man. Thank you, Will. It's always fun.
Yeah, I really apprate that. And it's huge. It's huge for us. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
You're great energy. And you have just a ton of info that really is great to hear.
Yeah, we love seeing you. Seeing you.
Dude really knows his stuff.
And so Sammy's was asking if you're using the 64, and you are. And
I am. Yep.
everything that we're working on is to improve our look and to get better at what we're doing. And I think, my God, that we look better than 90% of the streams out there already. I really do.
We're doing it. And we have the best looking chat. Look at these avatars.
We had the most fun with us.
I'll be honest with you. I would take 19 of these people. I have been in a lot of streams lately, like you, kind of just checking out some of the big. There's some real dog in there. Like, it's not a lot of fun all the time to dip into those.
No, and listen, the thing is, I don't always go for the fun. I go for the knowledge,
no,
right? So
I understand,
but there are, listen, there's, I'm not gonna go there, but
I like when you get to listen.
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes I watch some of these streams and these are big YouTubers, and for the first like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's like they're getting settled in, and you're like, wow, I can't believe. And nonetheless, there's 170 people watching. So
yeah, we're going to have 170 someday. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, maybe.
All these people are going to come with us.
Listen, whatever we have,
we have founders. Do they get shirts for being founders? Because you've got shirts now. We might as well just create Streaming Buddy founder team.
Listen, someday when I
Streamer
make
Buddy
a
founding
dollar,
team, I'm telling you what, or this could be our Streaming Buddy lifeguard team.
yeah, I need to make a dollar. That'd be
Well,
great.
You made $1. I bought 2 mugs. What happened?
I didn't
happened to
even
that
get
money?
that check yet.
They hold it, don't they? Like for a certain amount before they send it.
Yeah, until it gets to be like a certain amount, and then
Oh, they don't want you coming here going, "Hey, I made 30 cents. Send it out." And they're like, "Well, dude, we just lost
no
a transaction fee. We just send you 30 cents and cost us
exactly.
What the hell's going on here?"
That's exactly what it
Bad
is.
math.
So, Sammy, Aaron says, I still have the A6000 and got a second one cheap, pretty much new for future second angle. Have you ever had a problem with shooting 4K and it shutting down? Just curious if you've used it in some, say 85-degree weather and you were shooting 4K for 10 minutes or something like that. Or if you didn't use it like that, I understand.
John, I've had trouble shooting a non 4K on my 5100.
Now, the 6000, don't forget, the screen does not flip up on that.
That was the only dog of that. But for a second shot, I think it's I like the 5100 for a second shot. So the 6000, I'm sure is a great option.
We all need
I looked at that. It's just when I was looking, there wasn't a whole lot of options. Huh? What?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, for a second shot, a B or C camera, these are great options.
Oh,
at
they're
that point.
fantastic options. You put that with a $19 HDMI card like I've got on that.
Right.
You can't go wrong. My 5100 at the time, you got to keep in mind when I bought this, it was still people were dumpster diving, but I bought it used on eBay for $350, which is it'd be hard pressed to find today. That's great. That's a great deal to learn on something like that.
Yeah. So of course my wife says, thank you so much. We try very hard here in the chat.
I think we've recognized, Danielle, that you try extremely hard and you have to put up with so much. And she really does a lot for the YouTube household. She does. She does all the heavy lifting. Let's just be honest. Oh yeah. Duh. I forgot. It's not 4K. That camera. Yeah. I was gonna say, when you said that, I'm like, well, I don't want to sound dumb. Okay. But during editing with DaVinci Upscale, the file to 4K, fair. Okay. Yeah. So Aaron, did you look up what I talked to you about DaVinci Resolve and setting the proxy settings? And if you change your video to proxy, you should have no issues with using an older laptop. So I'm curious to know if you did that or not. Yep. And did I ever tell you that I had a Canon? Yes, you had a T6, I believe, right? Am I right or wrong with that? I think you're close. I think you might. Yeah. And listen, there certain times, like with everything else, there's like a car company that has great cars this year. And then this next year, like this car company has some really great cars. And cameras can be like that, where there's a time frame in certain years. They're good for certain things. I think Canon with the EOS R and with the M50 Mark II and even the M50 for that matter, they hit it out of the park at that time. And I think there's a lot of pluses and minuses, which we always go over. But the Sony in different situations, like the main thing that really butters my biscuit is I want 120 frames with focus, eye focus. So, and the Sony 6400 can do that for me. And that's why it's incredible. I've been playing around with some of the stuff on the 6400 with the focus. It's incredible what we're getting for this price point. So Patrick says, my friend said he's giving me his old Olympus EM5 micro 4/3 camera when I go to California. We'll see how it looks as a second angle shot. Yeah, free. I mean, that's all that matters if it works. And some of those Olympuses, they have a really good look. And I'm telling you, some of the Fujis are incredible. Like if you go to the XT30s and the XT20, first of all, the color is amazing. Mm-hmm. Right. And when you get to the XT30 for, I believe you can get one for about $1,000 now. You have decent autofocus, but listen, I can't fool around with decent. I need to have better than decent. And so I'm not going to get, if you have,
here and there an issue. I don't want that happening 5 times more. So
The free sounds good though. He said he was gonna do some streaming out there. Remember, we said
yeah. He better. He said he's going to get at least one stream out there.
Yeah, I think he's taking his Mac Pro, not his M1 or something. I don't know.
Right. Says I also use a dummy battery for recording sessions and record it to my PC hard drive with OBS. Absolutely. And that is a time saver. That's something that I started doing shortly after I started making my first videos. We went right to that, and that really saved a lot of time.
And if you saw what I'm doing, that's one of the reasons I have my setup the way it is. So my desk that I normally have is past this monitor, and then this is over in another corner. And what I have here is I'm not really moving much. I have a monitor it's all attached still. Nothing. My cameras are still hooked up to the same USBs. Just move them. I have it all set up a certain way because I am not going to detach every time I want to do something. I don't mind moving stuff, but I am not going to unhook and hook and unhook.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were just talking about that in the live stream today is like Sagi that does all the tech reviews on his tech channel. He's like, I buy seconds of things. And when you hear someone say that,
you do,
he's
because
like,
again,
he can.
Well, yeah,
but in the
free.
But in the beginning he couldn't, but now like for him, it makes sense.
Whenever I can without blowing too much, like even little things like we were talking about, some of the extra Yulonzi, clips for the cameras, balls. I'm just not going to. I want extra quick clips. I'm not going to be sitting here constantly unscrewing and screwing in these things. I refuse to do it. Like these, all time savers in the end.
Absolutely.
Unhooking all your stuff to move it to record B-roll, or when I can just put it all on OBS. Yeah. The only thing I had to do was this mic was the only thing. Well, big deal. I just put it on. This is a boom, and I plugged it into the XLR and a cord. It's really not a problem. But I'm really happy with how. To his point, just leave it into the battery. I would leave the dummy battery in, go right into OBS. I've got a monitor here I can use with a Bluetooth mouse. Wow, that one really that jumped up and bit me.
This is why I love live.
Mouth. That was really horrible. We'll cut that out in post. But I like his setup because that's exactly what you and I talk about. Let's just anything we can do to just smooth out that chain.
Right. And then so Aaron's here and he says I have to look into the proxy thing. I don't know how yet. Now I never needed to do that, but I know I've watched information on it, and I believe that you just have I'll look into it a little more too if I can help you, but I know you have to go into you bring in your files like normal, and then you can right click, and I think you can convert to proxy, and you have to make sure that your proxy setup is available and checked off so you can use that. But I literally saw a guy using let's just say it's 5-year-old computer at least.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 to 7 years old, and he was throwing 4K video into there because once you use proxy, it just once it converts over, it really lets you move those videos around, and you should be good to go on that when you figure that out. And I'll try to help you out by looking too. So, but yeah. And I think he's saying free sounds fantastic, right, Patrick? If you're going to get that camera for free, I mean, you got nothing to lose. Free is good. You try things out.
I love that you can try. We need more free stuff that we can try out without having.
So Brian says that I found that proxy is complicated for beginners. On DaVinci, have you used it? Because the video I watched, it looked fairly simple, so I don't know for sure, but it's been I probably watched it 4 or 5 months back though. So, but I could take a look too. And I know it's definitely doable, and it didn't look that hard in DaVinci, and he's using it. He already uses DaVinci, so I'm not sure. But I can still edit on first gen MacBook from 2007. He edits 480p. I'm just kidding, Sammy.
I could still send email through Yahoo. I probably won't. No, it is amazing how much you can push those Macs if you want. I mean, I saw him. Was that the same Mac he was using to stream on the other day? How old was that Mac he was streaming on the other day? It was way old. 2006, I thought.
Right.
Sammy, how old was that Mac you were trying to stream on? It was a little buggy. It wasn't smooth, but it was working.
So here's a good tip too. Brian's saying. So if your hardware is old, maybe try exporting as ProRes or an intermediate codec. So he's got a really good point there. So that's going to compress it and definitely take the edge off. That's another thing to look at. I have heard of this and I've never even looked at a video about how to do it. But here's another option for you to look into probably too, Aaron. So that's good to know. I built my studio during the pandemic. The goal was to be able to make a video without the hassle of connecting everything every time. Yes, you can see in my channel banner. Yes,
me too.
And I see in his channel banner, and I like his setup. It's stellar. So, he's got a lot of good stuff there. And
I designed everything for the same reason. Everything I have was meant and placed in a way that I can go in different spots without having to unconnect.
Right.
I just hate that.
Right.
I don't like that at all. It's smart.
And Brian saying GoPro Cineform is good. Is that a setting in? Oh, wait. That is a setting right in the camera, right, Brian? I got to look at that. Is that a color gradable standard or not? I heard something about this though. And so I'll look into it. These are the things that I'm trying to get down anyway and work them out. So I should have a better and better picture out of things to come. Sammy says, no, he's streaming. He's editing 1080p. So I was just kidding anyway. But 480p, John. No, of course not.
Hey, Brian, I asked Brian today, I was talking about some recording formats, and I don't know. What S-Log should I use here, you think? Start of the gate. Do you think I should just leave it as it is out of the gate and go? Or
yeah.
I was thinking, oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
I don't think it's time to worry about that yet.
Okay. It's fair.
Like you got so many things on there. And to be honest with you, first of all, the color looks, I think,
so different and
freaking great.
Yeah. The 5100 oversaturates like a pill. And I didn't notice it until I got this one. I did notice it, but there's nothing I could do about it really. But this is insanely much. The color on this 6400 out of the box is.
Yeah, the color looks good. You sound good. This is the best I've seen you so far. This looks better than Tuesday. And I know you're just got the camera and you're trying to dial it in.
Yeah,
but everything, your picture looks fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but how we always say, oh, we look better when we see our side of the camera?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the internet tonight. Maybe we got a good stream going, but your side looks as clear as mine.
It could be lighting though. I love my lighting in the background on that studio stuff, but it could be all that different lighting back there too. Sometimes I think I'm fighting some things. I found that here even a little bit as I was playing around. I'm like, oh, just certain lighting, you just really sharpens up, but who knows? Maybe it's just also I'm using it better.
Patrick, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Patrick.
We'll catch you soon. And are you streaming Sunday? If you are, let us know. We'll try to make it for your stream.
Right.
Let us
Sunday
know.
night.
Yep, Sunday night. And so I'll try to catch you.
I don't remember if he's 9 or 8. I thought maybe he was 8.
He's early. So that was part of the problem because later it'd be better for me.
Yeah, I know. Real life stuff. I know. Thank you, Patrick. Seriously.
Sammy, we are going to have you. Don't you worry. We're going to get you on one of the mic streams in the future. So don't worry. We'd like to have you. So
I'll send you the golden ticket.
Let me see here.
8 p.m. Central. Oh, yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Patrick.
Here we go. Streaming Sunday, 9 p.m. So guys, keep that in mind. If you can get over to Patrick's channel, Everyday Tech, and watch his live stream on Sunday at 9. I'm going to definitely do my best. If I miss it, I always come back for the replay. Patrick, you know that. So it's just, sometimes life gets in the way, unfortunately. Brian, we got to sit down and talk about some of these other codecs you're talking about, and we'll get the information from you that we can use about these things. And still, nonetheless, I would love to get together on the weekend, maybe at some point, and just have a little StreamYard chat. I know we say this, but we said this Tuesday, but we need to do it this weekend. So,
I'm trying to read I was thinking H log, but yeah, okay.
H log 2.
Yep.
Yeah. That's supposedly the good one. but I just think like the colors look great. I think, it's 8-bit what you can pull out of the camera anyways. And at that point, I wouldn't, it gives you some availability to make a little
Yeah.
difference, but it's not like a 10-bit. But I mean, I don't think you have a problem. I think things
No,
look real great.
Well, and also you need to kind of go baseline on these things for a while to really have something to go off of. If you start messing around on all these different variations, you don't have a benchmark.
Right.
Then I don't think you really have much knowledge to base it on.
So Ash is heading out, going to bed. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate
night,
that.
Ash. Thank you for
Have a good
stopping
night,
in.
Ash. Talk to you soon.
Oh, it's Canada Day. That's right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The rest of my Canada Day and evening. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Happy Canada Day. And then we have the 4th of July coming right up for us.
We do.
And then we got Brian saying the rule of thumb on S-Log is if you can do 10-bit color, use S-Log 3, right? Which he can't in this. If you can't, use S-Log 2, right? Yep. S-Log 2 is, I believe, the one that everybody prefers. So he's spot on with that.
Yep.
Which, why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, exactly. He should know.
Yeah. And look, he's like, I like the color on the new Sonys. Yeah, like the big guys, right? I shot no profile, normal on the program, and that won the Emmy. There you Fantastic. Go. And that says it all.
You know what? If it's good enough for Brian to win an Emmy, I can shoot my cruddy little videos on my YouTube thing straight out. So
I think a lot of people, the only thing they'll say is usually with the full frame Sony is this like, and I'm not sure, you could mess with it a little bit, but they take the sharpening down just one notch, because if you find like your face is catching a little too much of sharpness and really making you maybe not look so, normal or like kind of like robotic or a sense, or too many lines just showing,
like AI almost,
Yeah, and it does, but it's easy to fix. You just kick it back a notch on the sharpening and things look good. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think we covered like so many great things tonight. Wow. Another great
Fantastic.
night.
Yeah. Just having a fun night, man, with everybody and just
people stopping in.
I was excited to try out a different look with the camera. We did that. We got everything from mic talk to camera talk to rig talk.
Yeah, he looks cool. He does. I think everything really comes together.
Appreciate it. Yeah, look, I'll have my other position at the desk still, but I'm creating a different look because I want one for different things. As I do things, I would like to have a different vibe. So, and to change it up and just to have fun, but I appreciate any of the feedback. Always is helpful. Like when we were talking about the painting the other night, that really got me inspired, made me feel good. I went and checked. I found out a place to get the paint, and I've been looking at options, but I keep coming back to the one that the Danielle. It does seem to be the one probably work best for the space. I'm
excited.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like, I don't know. I say it over and over again, and I'm going to say it again. We've been streaming together for 6 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it seems, first of all, we talked about it the other day. I went back because I'm recording everything that we do. And I'm sorry. And I'm amazed at how many streams we've done already. It just adds up really fast. But but at the same time, it feels like we were just in our leader program where we met, and it's not even been 2 months. So it's crazy.
The progress that we're making is incredible.
Yeah.
And the people that we're meeting, I love when Aaron comes in, because I don't know if he knows this, and I'll say this, I said I like his videos, but I really like when he starts talking about people and how they look at things and how he feels about the things he's making. I like his channel. I like where he's going with it. I hope he just keeps on following, himself being who he is, because I think it's just interesting. It's interesting talk. It's deep and it's engaging for me. And I like the people we're meeting. I really do.
That's the important thing. We talk about the value of the journey, and that always matters, who you're with.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We keep on meeting people, and I know a lot of people want to jump on a stream with us and stuff. And we will be adding people at times, and it's definitely something that we're interested in and having discussions. And these are things that we're working on too. Like we also might have like where we have a new person that started a channel, and then we just may say, let's have this person on. Let's see why they started their channel. Are they excited? What their plans are? And we may go from there. And that's probably another thing that we've added into things about what we talk about. And also one of the things we talk about is, giving a clap to people when they achieve a certain goal, even if it's a miniature goal for them, it's huge in their eyes and in our eyes. And so like Ash just crossed over 300 subscribers, and other people like, Inspirational TV, she crossed over like, I think 400 subscribers. And it's like, I'll say it over and over again. Subscribers don't really mean much if they're not the people that are, helping you get to that spot where you need to be. And then you want to make them as organic as you can. But in general, what does that really mean? I don't know, because if you're here and we're supporting each other, I'm going to subscribe to you guys because I care about what the kind of community we're also building, and I need to know what people do.
Yeah. Well, it's all a work in progress, and part of it's trying to get our own, so we talk about, we'd like to have so-and-so and do this. And and yet the problem is like, when you've only been doing this 6 weeks or whatever it is, we've been doing it.
Yeah. We're trying to
get our own feet off the ground and figure our own way out and not create damage and carnage along the way. But we have those plans, and eventually we'll get to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is.
And Sammy says he likes the look of his Sony right now, and I do. I mean, listen, they all look good. I just think what I'm saying is I'm making the comparison with Jeff and how like the 5100 to this 64 is night and day.
Yeah, it's brutally different.
Yeah. And Aaron's saying action camera talk. And that's it, kind of like I'm always about trying to find some of the best things. And look out for maybe next week, because I have a plan, and I think it's important to be here on next Thursday. I'm going to go over some of the stuff on my desk, and I'm going to talk about why I have it and what the cost factor is and why I bought them. Because I'm going to give you one example, and I've said this over and over. I bought 3 sets of lights, and I ended up being the third time that I was happy with the lights I got. And so I don't want you to make the same mistakes. I want to talk about cost-effective things and why I have them. And I know you guys always say, you bust my chops about the stuff I have, but it's also been a work in progress. And I work really hard at my regular job to buy this stuff out of my pocket. And so this way, hopefully you don't make the same mistakes as I have.
So we're not supposed to rob banks to do this. I always thought we were using stolen money to up the gear. My bad.
Yeah. Well, listen, I have no problem at one point if we have you on to do the talking. I don't think there's any problem with that to begin with. So
he likes to talk.
Yeah.
John likes to talk. I don't know if you've noticed.
It's not like you got to fill all the space to talk. I mean, I'll squeeze you right out.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we bring on Aaron and we just sit here and just stare at him?
Yeah. Okay, you have to talk now,
and
go. We're not going to talk.
And we just start drinking coffee. You're on, bro.
No, come on. It's your time to talk.
We're waiting. But no, John won't let you. I mean, he might let you have 3 words, and then there's John just ramming his car in there. Right in that parking space.
Jeez. You guys are brutal.
I had to do it. You were you're just being too nice.
You guys are brutal.
I know. You'll be all right.
But if you're out there watching us and this is your first time in, don't hesitate to say hi if you're on the outskirts looking in. Don't be afraid. That's what we're all about. We're about people coming in and discussing some of the things that maybe you're fighting with. And so
right.
if Hi. So,
So you know what John fights with?
I do
The
that all
mouse.
the time.
The mouse is his nemesis.
Right. I got to make this sound like look as good as possible. This is like the first time I've ever done this, and look, I can't even do it yet. But
Do it. Come on,
I learn
do it.
as we go. But if you're like the first time coming here and you like some of the stuff you're hearing here, doesn't hurt to subscribe.
Bumpity da bump bump. Subscribe.
Why not? So it would be a plus.
That makes me want to subscribe to you, but I already subscribed to you. It makes me want to go unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
Subscribe back.
Yeah. I feel so giddy when I see that. I'm like, I got to run over there and resubscribe to John.
Yeah. And that was another thing this week is, which I didn't think was going to happen. And for me, it's all a work in progress. It's not about how many subscribers and the views. It's just keep on going, forging forward. But I was really happy the crossover, a goal in my head, at some point. 500. Which is the 500 mark in with the subscribers and just about crossing 40,000 views too. Okay. So
there we go. I'm doing the, I didn't want to do it with just one hand. It looked kind of weird.
So Brian, when you're wearing the shirt and if you wear it, take a picture and send it to me.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
People are going to be like going on a vacation. I'll take my coffee mug on vacation and I'll be like, look at me. I'm in Hawaii and I'm like drinking a coffee mug of yours in Hawaii.
I'm going to take everybody's picture that they send me with their shirt on, and then I'm going to post it up here. Here's Brian with my shirt on. Here's
why not
someone else with my shirt on.
Oh, it's going to happen. Yeah, you could have confettied yourself at the 500 mark. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to do a stream on Monday, and maybe I'll just give a shout out to everybody. That's
Brian's only 2 away from 100.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already subscribed to him.
He's 2 away from 100.
We need to get 2 over there, Brian, so we can put you over that hump.
I think he's going to get over there the next day.
He's going to do it. Well, I mean, he just did an unboxing of your shirt. So,
yes.
I mean, that's going to do it.
Well, I better send somebody over to his YouTube.
What is this? First of all, it's like, I love it. It's greatly edited. It's concise. It gets to the point. I feel like I learned something. And it ends with that shirt.
Yeah.
I like the thumbs up over the shirt though, because that's some old school stuff right there, like old school editing.
And then I don't know about this. Oh. That's a little creepy. Could be a little creepy.
That's some creep town stuff right there.
Right. I don't know if we'll be doing a wet t-shirt contest, but if it was hot enough, it's a possibility probably.
No.
Okay. Well,
not gonna happen.
I hope not. That's worse than bumping fingers with you.
No, it's not.
It is worse.
We're not bumping fingers. We're Stream Buddy.
It's weird.
No, it's not.
I'm not doing it.
It's perfectly normal.
I'm not doing it.
This is what normal people do.
I'll just go like this.
Don't you do that.
Keep on going back and forth like this, so it throws you off.
Jerk. You're a jerk.
All right, guys. I don't know. It's kind of late. We did a lot. We covered some really good stuff tonight, and I was kind of psyched about it.
Beautiful.
It's been great. It's been fun. And I'm glad that the people that stopped in tonight, you guys make it the night. Without you guys, what are we? 2 guys just sitting here talking to nobody.
2 guys with a Sony and a Canon camera.
That's
talking to ourselves. Waiting for our wives to yell at us. Come
the
Transformers or take dog out or
yeah.
You guys give us a reason not to be doing that stuff. So
that's it.
Thank you.
So thank you. I really appreciate it. And we always have a great night. And
love this tune.
I'm going to say goodbye and we'll call it a night. And so I'm going to pop over and say hello to everybody. And I want to say thank you for coming out here. And this confetti is not for me. This is for all you guys, because you guys make the stream. Everybody who comes out here, from Lala to Brian to everybody to Jeff support, all of us, it's all you guys that make it worthwhile. So thank you.
Your clapping sound is really great. Did you have back there?
Thank you. This is how I mute when I got a cough. There we go. That works really good. See.
Seriously, why?
So I want to say good night. And then Aaron, we're going to talk more about the information we're talking about. I got your email. I think we can do a StreamYard when it works, and we could talk about it a little bit more. And yeah, thanks, Mom, for stopping in and saying hi. Thanks for always watching, and have a great night, everybody. And thanks again for coming out. And I love you guys, and I hope to catch you next week. And we're going to go over something new again, and we're going to discuss a couple things and hopefully drop some K. But bring your questions to me. Bring your questions to Jeff. And don't forget to stop at Jeff's channel on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's J.A. Smith. You can find his link in the description below. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.